TED Talks with your host, Ted Western.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Tad Western, and welcome to Tad Talk for the week. I'm your host, Tad Western, live from the compound in Hendricks County, Indiana. Today's a great day. I've got two guests with me, so this is going to be a little bit more of a interview-style Tad Talk. To my left is Aaron Elert, a.k.a. Jimmy McRussell, James McRussell, or whatever sock account he's going off of these days.
I get banned on all my accounts. So, thanks for having me, Tad.
That?
Thanks for having me to the ranch. It's good to be here.
You're welcome.
I
think you stepped in some horse shit on the way in.
I thought it was like, is this David Koresh's old place in Waco?
Well, it could be. You never know.
Yeah.
And to his left, my right, his left, is Greg Lenz. We're doing this kind of in the round, as they say, with one microphone, so it may sound a little different.
We're going to pass the conch.
It's going to,
It's going to be great.
It's going to be a legit conversation.
This is such an honor to be on such a distinguished podcast, and I'd
You're
like
welcome.
to say hello to the 1.2 million listeners in Ankara, Turkey.
Is that the only language you're going to say hello
Allahu
in?
Akbar.
Oh, there you go. Oh, all right, we're going hot now. The NSA is definitely listening.
Yep.
And for all the listeners, Tad Western makes arguably the greatest authentic Italian pizza I've ever tasted.
He's Italian.
I am part Italian. That is correct.
Yeah, I'm impressed. It is homemade. It is genuine, foodie style cuisine.
Oh, I made the dough from scratch. I made the sauce from scratch, and then I went out and got the high quality cheese and the high quality.
He knows how to treat
topping.
his guests. I haven't had any yet because I ate like $20 worth of steak and shake after last night.
Why'd you do that?
Yeah, what happened last
I had
night?
to soak some of that up.
Oh, some of what? Some booze? You
Yeah.
think you drank every bit of booze on
Maurice?
86th Street?
That's 82nd Street.
Or whatever.
Allisonville Road.
You are just spiraling out of control, my friend. We really have to reel you in.
No.
I know. You're very well behaved.
I don't think so. I did get a finger in my face from Greg telling me I got scolded.
You were that guy last night at the comedy club.
I have never seen a comedy show that offered live commentary as an add-on.
Yeah, it's like your Blu-ray commentary.
Yeah, the director's cut.
It was great, probably in drunk Aaron's mind, but everybody else was kind of...
Someone-
Luckily, we were kind of off to the side, so...
Tad and I are sitting over there dying, trying to watch, and Aaron's over there like, oh, he should have said this. It would have been funnier if he'd done this.
He's critiquing.
Yeah.
He's live critiquing.
Fix the joke, baby.
He's live critiquing.
That needed more of a setup. This is really amateur hour.
Yeah.
He went down the wrong path on that
Glad
joke.
Spangle got me in for free tonight, but I tipped the waitress very well. Very, very well.
You did, and you picked up the bill for majority of the table, but
not Greg, though.
not a few people.
Greg
How
was
about you?
scolding me.
No, I
I don't pay for either year.
There were two of us.
Oh, just
Yeah.
two and the whole
Yeah.
table.
Yeah.
Everyone else's food was paid for, and
It's all right.
And yet here you are invited on.
it was like it was one of those days where you wake up after being
He doesn't
in Bloomington.
pick up my bill. He comes over. I make pizza. I've been up since 9 o'clock.
drink your beer.
Slaving over in the kitchen, making food from scratch. He comes over. I can't eat anything. I just ate Steak and Shake. I spent $20 at Steak and Shake. And then he drinks my goddamn beer
I'll
on
tell
a
you what,
Sunday because
you
I
come
can't
to
go
Why
my
are you guys
house.
friends with me?
You fuck my wife. You drink my beer.
Oh man, this is fucking.
So-
You need new cousins.
I do. Can I get new ones?
I know.
How does that work?
Get on Tinder.
Get on Tinder? Oh God.
We're blood related.
Yeah,
So blood is thicker than Budweiser.
Not when it comes to bar tabs.
Yeah,
Blood
that's
is-
true.
It's thicker than Budweiser.
I think
at least.
I think I'd already paid though.
Had you?
I think so.
Because I didn't know what the commotion was
what
when
happened
across
was-
the table from us, and Aaron's over there he can't math, so he has to get his phone out.
I don't know if I paid for Spangles, did I?
Yeah,
I did.
literally everyone except us.
Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't-
Literally.
That's all right.
I don't
and
think
I probably
it was,
had the cheapest tab out of everybody. So.
We did. You and I, we didn't order food. We just had like 3 beers.
Oh, I know. I was like, before I even I just offered to pay for Jeremiah Morals because I love him and he's a sweetie. And then I was like, you know what? I'm going to pay for yours too, Matt. And he's like, his eyes got big around, and it was like $60.
Well, that's because Caitlin was on his tab.
Yeah.
And she not only asked Caitlin Kopetsky, Jeff Vibbert's intern on the Jeff Vibbert Show. She had not only asked to eat the rest of another girl's uneaten nachos at our table.
There were tachos.
That she didn't know. Yeah, there was tater tot nachos.
And it wasn't like there was 2 tachos
Cold
left.
tater tots.
It was damn near half the amount of
Oh, it was-
tachos.
yeah.
Yeah, she was a basic white girl, so she was only going to
10
eat about a
minutes in.
third.
10 minutes into having them.
Yeah.
No, she asked me what's good at Morty's. I said tachos. She thought I said tacos.
Well, she's,
So,
you know.
yeah.
You know where she's
hearing
from.
impaired.
Met 'em more.
Yeah, so she eats about a third of it, doesn't want to feel judged by everybody at the table. Caitlin, no such
No.
shame. Never met the girl, didn't introduce herself, and
Hey,
says,
bitch, you gonna eat those?
send them.
Pass them down here.
Yep, then she eats a few of those.
At the completely opposite end of the table.
No, you guys
too,
got a
mind you.
fork?
Yeah.
No, I'll use the used one. Just
Well, then,
pass it down.
they were cold, so she didn't like that. So then she had to order nachos with cheese.
Can you just heat these up for me?
Yep, and then they had another, and then there was an appetizer she shared with Matt. So you picked up all the food.
And I caught her. I slapped her hand away from my nachos.
That's right.
At one point, I
You
said
did,
no.
'cause-
I said you can have the broken chips. She was going for the full one. I had one sitting there and it still had cheese and every topping on it. Perfect nacho chip. And she went and tried to grab it. I said, "Bitch."
She did. I couldn't believe she had the balls to do it. I mean,
know.
it was a ballsy move.
She was trying to be a sneaky bitch about it too.
Petty.
And I caught her out of the corner of my eye. I said, "That's something Tad gets offensive about is my food. If
When
you
that-
try to touch my plate, I turned to a Rottweiler."
Get the Spurs out.
Yeah.
Oh, and I couldn't believe it because she not only finished her nachos with cheese, but then, jokingly, I started, like, moving it around, trying to get all of the last crumbs in one corner so she could lick the cellophane.
So this whole
think she
Tad
got a
Western
to-go
thing
cup,
has
too.
completely taken over, and it's just become. I mean, you just become Tad. We
I've
go
always
bowling
been
last
Tad.
week. You got the hat, the snakeskin cowboy hat. Last night you got your.
I bird it. I bowled in my Spurs.
Yeah,
my boots and Spurs.
He bowled a 69.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking, like, next time we go out, he's going to be wearing chaps,
He should.
like the cowhide one.
He
tell you
got
what.
recognized at an auto dealership from across
I-
the parking lot.
A man yelled at me from across the parking lot. A guy went to college with, come to find out, and
How did he?
Tad fucking Western.
Yep.
Came up, give me a big hug. What's going on, buddy? Like, what the fuck's going on, Greg?
That's when you know you have transcended your former identity. You have assumed Tad's identity, and it has taken over.
It's kind of like I look at it as a larvae grown into
A
good
butterfly,
cocoon,
yeah.
into a butterfly.
You've shed.
Yep, I shed the old shit, and
Mm-hmm.
now I am a cowboy hat wearing butterfly who just drops knowledge bombs on.
On globalists.
Yeah, the global. We're gonna try to stay out of the globalist shills.
Well, I mean,
this
that's what
podcast.
happened at bowling. That's why you got
I know.
you got asked to leave. Is that little Jewish kid was?
Yeah,
You know.
I was a little pissed off. I set the record. Everybody listens to Tad 5. They knew that I set the record, 344 points on the Papa Shot machine after I spilled my beer. So I was a little pissed because it was not only did I spend $4 on the Papa Shot game, I spent $10 on a beer. So that's $14 right there. And what did we get for it? A gumball machine, a tiny gumball machine that I ended up breaking a tooth and biting my lip off of.
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No, I should
Sue him and take the bowling alley.
I should, but I'd have to rename it Tad Western Bowl, and that'd probably be
The
another.
Tad Bowl.
That'd be another compete.
Did Greg see the picture of Pappy Western back here?
I did.
Pap Western.
He's
tell ya.
his cowboy hat's out in the garage. Actually,
He's quite the distinguished-looking gentleman. Very stately.
Yeah.
Or stately.
he's the man.
Now that's Nuna, right?
No.
Oh, no, that's that's the great grandma that
That's-
Spangle has the hots for. My co-host.
Yes.
We're libertarians.
Yeah, Spangle's into either extremely young women or extremely old women.
He's not been really in between with him.
It's very
Not
polarizing.
around his own age.
No, he likes either the dentures out or the adult teeth having to
Yeah.
come in.
The brace is
Braces.
just coming off. Yep, for sure.
Well, I've got to spend basically a whole weekend with Ted.
We have.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to. I've had so much going on this week. I had a rundown on my phone, but I don't know. This is things that I write down on my phone. Interesting things that happened to me through the week, so I don't forget and I don't have to remember. And I just go back through. Oh yeah, that happened.
You're at the point you need somebody to document your life.
I literally need probably a crew of people because I'll need a beer man, and then I just need a cameraman, audio man. It'll probably be a 5-person setup.
Well, that's the thing that causes such a commotion when you come in. You almost need like an advance team to have it prepared.
I kind of need Secret Service come in and sweep, with the canines, make sure there's no threats to Tad's security.
I watched it last night. I actually heard two people having a conversation about you, and someone said, "Should I know the guy in the cowboy hat?"
Well,
and I just
you
died
should.
laughing, and I was
should.
like, "I'm almost offended you don't."
I got compliment on my cowboy hat
Yeah.
probably 3 or 4 times last night.
Oh yeah, it was the two guys, the one that held up the other one and said, "Never talk to me or my son again."
Yeah.
The local comedian.
Yeah,
So
they
I was
used
like,
me.
"Hey, should we know the guy in the cowboy hat?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah, sure.
yeah, you should."
Well, they probably know me. They just don't know who I am in person because there's not a lot of Well, I mean, there's some pictures of me, but I'm kind of like the Sasquatch of Hendricks County.
That's how you generate intrigue.
Yeah, you don't want to be posting too many pictures of yourself.
Well, we were at Friday night. Rob Kendall, friend of the show, had asked me to broadcast the Plainfield and Brownsburg sectional basketball game, and since Tad is a resident of Hendricks County, local legend, I am up there, and I didn't realize you were going to appear. But the third guy on the broadcast is actually the youngest elected politician in the history of Hendricks County. He actually beat Rob for it.
Rob has the capacity to even work with him? I figured Rob would just...
Well, it's easier because he does. It's because he was tutored by Rob.
Oh,
it makes
is that what it is? It's
yeah.
kind of a sensei thing.
Exactly.
The way
So it's
Kendall looks
okay.
at it?
Yeah, that's the way Rob looks at it. And so Luke Stevenson is a huge fan of We Are Libertarians, huge fan of this podcast.
He's a good man.
Great man. And when he saw you walking up, you would have thought Oprah entered the building. And then he stopped broadcasting, immediately wanted to take off his earphones and hand over everything
He
to
did,
you.
and I tipped my hat to him. I said, I don't know you yet, and then it comes to find out, he said I reminded him of his father, and I said, well, your father must be a great man, like Tad Western.
That's, I can understand that. I can totally understand
That's the highest compliment Tad can ever get.
It was like a celebrity entering. I mean, a basketball game was completely forgotten about.
Well, that's
when
what
Tad
took so
entered.
long for me. I was in the parking lot on Bumble for a little bit, and then as I was making my way inside, I shook a few hands with a few superintendents that I know and a few other people. But I mean, anytime I go anywhere, it's why I don't like leaving the ranch. I can't go to the supermarket without getting stopped by at least one person.
The burdens of fame.
Yeah,
Burdens of fame.
I try to go at weird hours. That way, I never see anybody.
But then you're just around all the weirdos that walk funny at Walmart.
But there's smaller lines too. But yeah, Walmart. Fuck Walmart. I'm gonna have an aneurysm. I think every Tad Talk I start talking shit about stories that happen in Walmart.
I'm starting to think that maybe I shouldn't have started in on the beer at the 6-year-old's birthday party at noon yesterday. I don't know. You guys are telling me things I don't even remember about last night.
It was a dark night for you after about 1 a.m.
Well, I came up there.
Or dark morning, I guess.
I left Greenwood about 4 or 5. Head up to see Tad. Tad's busy with his other friends.
No, well, I had an emergency call from my friend Ben, and he, one of his, someone living with him was drunk and ripped the thermostat off their wall.
Easy to do.
So he hasn't had heat for a fucking week, and it was freezing ass cold. It was actually colder in his house than it was outside.
Oh my!
So I get over there. He sends me a picture. He's got this thing all jerry-rigged that people did before, and they had wires spliced together that weren't the same color, so he didn't know how to hook it up. And then there was hardly any wire to work with, so it literally took an hour for me to hook up a thermostat, 5 wires, just...
So
get it working again.
Yeah, so I got that
Tad
taken care of.
saved the day.
Tad comes in, saves the day. He gives me a beer. We go see Logan. I don't know if any of you two...
I hear it is epic. Everyone tells me it's a must-see.
Creighton said it was good.
If you go in and watch the movie, if you think it's a superhero, it's not even a superhero movie. I mean, it's a film. It's a good film. There's some undertones that Tad caught. I don't know if most people will. There's a lot of border crossing talk, and then the main villain's Donald in it. So, I mean, there's some little shit in it that's kind of fucking liberal. But
the globalists, they put it in everything.
They do. The globalist Jews.
I know. It's the Ashkenazis.
Oh, wow. I find
I outed him.
I outed him.
Yeah,
he's woke.
I'm full woke.
I find
No
your
fluoride in his Starbucks.
anti-Semitic undertones just a little bit
He's
problematic.
not anti-Semitic. He's just
problematic.
anti-globalist.
Is that the word they use?
I like freedom, Aaron.
Problematic.
And I'm not afraid to expose it when I see tyranny. No matter what tribe it's in.
Greg loves freedom so much, if you oppose it, he will throw you out of a helicopter.
Damn right.
So James McRussell ends up sitting alone at an Applebee's with a Indy Auto RV, talking to a couple lesbians about RVs for like an hour.
Aaron, you act like you don't do this all the time.
Well, the thing is, I was hanging out for a while after the movie, because it got over with at 5, 6, 5, something like that.
Went and got me a room at the Super 8 and just Ubered over to the Applebee's.
You were a fucking mess last night. It took you a half
Hot
hour.
mess.
It took you a half hour to get 3 miles.
Teddy wouldn't pick me up. You should have
I
just came
wonder
and got
why.
me.
I wonder why. It's probably your Uber rating.
Yeah, you should have seen yourself. No wonder he didn't.
He came and he went to the wrong. He said he went to Motel 6 instead of Super 8. It was like wrong shitty hotel. You know.
Wow.
It's easy to do. They all look the same.
Yeah.
It's like Asians.
Yep.
It's like, well, honest mistake, Teddy. But he couldn't speak English, so I don't think his name was really Teddy.
Sure, really? You don't think it was Teddy? Not a lot of foreigners named Teddy, huh?
No.
Racist.
So what else we got going? So Logan was good. Go highly recommend it.
I love how Marvel's made. They went from comic books to critically acclaimed films.
Like this
They're
movie,
awesome.
this movie could be up for like some awards. That's
Yeah,
how good it was.
that's everyone says.
I fucking cried during it. Yeah, Tad Western shed a tear.
He laughed. He cried.
I almost shit my pants.
It's like a
laughing,
Jimmy
too.
Valvano speech.
I did. I mean, I thought I had cancer or whatever. Almost had
Jimmy
it.
V week.
Yeah, it was Tad W week on
He got the beehole cancer.
on the We Are Libertarians network.
It was, and so then yesterday. So I see you for the game. How'd you like doing? You were wonderful on the broadcast.
Yeah,
play-by-play.
let's get back to calling the game. So we show up to the sectional game. I had no idea. I haven't watched a sectional basketball game in probably 3 years. It was kind of refreshing going and watching kids in games that you don't have anything invested in, and you haven't even seen the kids play or know anything about them. It kind of makes for a shitty call once you get kind of
At first,
kind
but you
of
got acclimated quick. In high school you can kind of tell who the dominant players are and who's worth remembering.
Absolutely. I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 names that you really need to know on probably 3 on one team, 2 on the other.
Yep.
I mean, as far as what's going on. But I left that to the play-by-play man, and then I was kind of just breaking down what presses they were doing. And
The basketball
everything
expert.
else. Yeah, I mean, I've been told I've had the highest basketball IQ since Einstein.
I would think that's probably fair.
Yeah.
I mean, you were born on the Johnny Wooden Highway.
Some people call me a cross between James Naismith and Albert Einstein.
Yeah.
That's accurate. I can't debate that.
I know. I don't think there's going to be a lot of
Throw
debate.
in some Marlboro Man, and that's kind of the perfect mix.
You know what?
He got in on the hoop videos early.
I did.
YouTubes.
That's
Trendsetter.
where I made all my money. All my YouTube money.
Tad Western made some money off Flying 101.
That is correct.
He's a legend on YouTube.
I
He's met Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, Shaq twice, actually. Yeah.
Did he talk shit about you like Javal McGee?
No, he actually didn't. He said, Tad, I love your hat, and I like what you're doing.
Yeah, because he's seen it from a different angle than most
Yeah,
of us.
I know. He saw the top. He said, because I actually put a little note in there. I said, hey, Shaq. Because nobody else could see it.
That's brilliant, really. That's a great way to get noticed.
Yeah, he's like, what the fuck? This guy's got a message on top of his cowboy hat.
Jedi mind trick stuff.
Tad's always thinking outside the box.
Yeah, but you did really good. Rob has to get everything. They're under FCC regulation.
I know.
And so Tad operates outside the law.
Tad.
And so I knew, and I was like, I knew.
This is pirate radio.
Well, I
here.
knew Tad might be coming, and I wanted him to be on. And I knew if I asked Rob, it'd be a hard no.
See, I wasn't expecting to be on one bit. I just come to hang out, watch games,
Well,
see you guys.
my goal was to get you on, but I knew if I asked, it'd be a hard no.
Well, I get online and I just see a comment, like you're scrolling through Instagram, and I've seen Tad Western in a comment on I don't know, it must have been a We Are Libertarians Facebook post, and some girl was like, I was in Plainfield.
She lives here. She's the head of the Hendricks County LPIN.
And so I
really?
started listening to whatever, the radio station, the boys sectional basketball
98.9,
game.
right?
It is.
Correct?
And I hear Tad Western referenced in Bucktown and We Are Libertarians all in 30 seconds, and I was freaking out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a total terrestrial Tad takeover.
Yeah.
I would say.
It really was. You invaded and made it your own.
I had no idea that you were even going to invite me on or give up
I had
your
to keep it
seat
quiet.
whenever you did.
I had to keep it quiet.
which I appreciate because I'm a full
playing
professional.
I'm
and I
not
need
going to
be.
deprive the people of Hendricks County of the full Tad Western
I
experience.
mean, they need to know who's paying taxes for their gym and not. And I was
Exactly.
not one of them.
Exactly.
A beautiful gym, but
You
I
probably
did not
shouldn't
pay
have said that
taxes
on
for it.
air because
Listen.
if the IRS ever looks into it, that's going to
can-
be used as evidence.
Yeah, they're gonna take Tad Talks down.
Whatever. Come after me. I'm worth how many beers I got left in my fridge?
Well, a lot less now that you
On
invited
paper.
Aaron over.
On paper.
Yeah.
Everything's in shell corporations out of the Bahamas. Probably shouldn't have said that either,
I
but
know.
whatever.
That's just where you keep the, what's the Jamaican beer? Red Stripe.
Red Stripe.
That's
yeah.
right.
But yes, you did that. You did an awesome job. So I
Thank
think
you.
that the three of us, me, you, and
I-
Rob
I
Kendall are
think
going to be
it'd
doing
be-
some games next winter.
I think it would be wonderful to call some games and maybe even, I don't know, football. I don't know what he calls it. He only called basketball.
He
or
does
what?
football too.
Does he?
It's just I think he has a committed partner for that one.
Okay.
Yeah. And then but you did great. But then I get to see you last night. We get to not get our food and drink comped at Morty's due to your low life cousin that's a total asshole.
Well, he made up for it. He did buy my beer beforehand.
Oh.
We were at the district
I
tab.
did.
And
I
was
forgot about that. I spent a lot of money last night.
Yeah, you
did.
You
was
were
an expensive
probably in
night.
over $300 on the night. Not
Probably.
even including the fucking hotel room.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was sitting at the bar, I had a beer, and Aaron comes up as soon as the beer is delivered to me, and he says, what beer? He's like, what beer did you get? And another waitress who wasn't even serving me was like, or bartender, she was, what did she say? She asked you, are you talking to me? How do I know what beer
Oh, no,
poured?
yeah, I just asked Tad. I said...
Don't make that mistake again.
I won't. You're
going to get kicked
Not
off the
in your
ranch.
house. Just edit it out. Anyways, I walk up and he's sitting there. There's no more table, like no more chairs at the bar. It's packed. And I just said, hey, is that Two-Hearted? It looked like a Two-Hearted.
Well,
and
you know me.
And I'm talking to him. And I wasn't even looking at her. And she was like, well, how you expect me to know what she poured? And I said, no, because I was
She got all
asking him.
offensive, like,
She
for
said,
her job, you know?
Yeah, it's like, so do you want one? I said...
I knew it was going to be a bad night
I didn't know you had Two-Hearted. That's why I was asking him. And she was like, so do you want one or not?
You know, at
Walks
that
off.
area, that Keystone at the Crossing area in Indianapolis, I know
God.
the Ankara listeners won't know what we're talking about, but it's very uppity.
Oh,
And
she was.
They have this attitude that, like, you're lucky they serve you.
Yeah. And then 5 minutes later, the
Well, I
other
think there's a lot
bartender
of
comes up
Bernie
and she
supporters
said,
up there.
Yeah.
she said, can I get you a drink? And I said, she was supposed to. She said she was going to get me a Two-Hearted. And she goes, oh,
He waited a good 10 minutes.
she's not getting you a drink.
You think maybe it was because they realized how shit-faced you were and they were
No, I
afraid?
wasn't.
No,
I
actually,
was
he
acting.
had not made one comment or anything, which I
had just
thought he was
walked
going
in.
to.
I had just walked in.
But
From
they
Applebee's.
But they ID'd
Yes.
it, too.
Where you had been
I
drinking
had
with
this,
lesbians.
know
I
what?
had the
I
middle
think-
class fancy stench on me, apparently.
You did announce that you were drinking with lesbians, so maybe she overheard that. I don't know.
I don't care.
in the back of an RV in an Applebee's parking lot.
Yeah.
Slamming Brutus's.
Well, there's nothing. The Brutus is a good
Colt
beer.
45.
Yeah, slamming some Colt
Mickey's-
45 and Mad
Mickey's-
Dog 2020.
We had some Mickey's grenades
Oh,
behind
God.
the dumpster.
Good Lord. But so then, then I wake up. Tad's already diligently working, crafting his fine Italian cuisine on our behalf.
I was
and
up at the crack at 8:30 this morning.
And I get to realize a dream to be on Tad Talk.
You're welcome on any time.
This is the pinnacle. This is a bucket list item.
I mean, it's right up. The only thing I could see you being on par with this is getting a segment on the Alex Jones program.
That's true. That's true.
I think
But that's different in a different way.
It
Like
is.
this is much more fun.
Interdimensional
That's much
shapeshifter.
more, civic duty to
That
take out the
is,
globalists.
you have to be woke, and you have to direct all that wokeness to your knowledge of the situation to the listeners.
I know. It's tough though because we communicate in a different realm once you can go interdimensional.
Yep, it's that seventh dimension.
Yeah. So should we recount some more tales from last night, or should we move on?
I mean, how many tells do we have?
I think
well,
this could be
I
a
left
3-hour
early.
Tad's Talks.
I did leave
or
early
whatever.
on one night.
But and early means 1:15ish.
Yeah.
I got home at 2:45. So
Yeah,
however
It takes
long
you
it
guys
45
went
takes.
minutes
somewhere.
to get here from there, at least.
I was gonna go to another bar, and I looked down, and I was like, the other bar I'm going to is getting ready to
so
close.
then you left at 2.
I left with Christian.
So that was that late.
It was late.
Man, because our other friends, Jeremiah Morrill and his girlfriend Sarah, they left at 1
Okay.
because they were like, "Oh my God, it's 1 a.m." So then, you must have left around 2.
I lost track of time.
I was hoping
They
to go
had
over to Drake's.
They had to drive to Newcastle.
Yeah, they had to go. And Jeremiah's like you though. You guys are road warriors.
Yeah.
A 45-minute drive's nothing.
No.
Yeah, he likes that. Also, I did get an update from my source on the bridge. This is a bridge update for everybody. All the raw materials are there. They're on pace. I think they're even ahead of schedule for the
For the bridge
Rockville Road
completion?
Bridge. Yeah.
That was just not right.
No, I know that
That's an
guy.
act of terrorism.
Well, come to find out, it was the truck malfunctioned. It wasn't even the driver, and he had no idea. So, I mean, I called the guy Dick, which he kind of was, but,
Oh, he's a dick.
I mean, he still was.
Even though
I
it
think
wasn't
he was
intentional,
Canadian.
he's still a dick.
If I'm not mistaken. I think he was a fucking leaf.
See, this is something where I think Trump needs to expand upon his immigration policy, is either a border or just a bunch of flames constantly burning to keep them out.
Just a wildfire?
Yep, something like that. Or we threatened to torch their maple syrup fields.
Well, there was the big maple syrup heist what was that, last year? I
Last
believe?
year.
I think it was, $60,000? Or it was an entire truckload of maple syrup. And real authentic maple syrup is fucking expensive. They are
Pure
like
Colombian maple syrup.
pure Quebecian.
Yes.
Yeah, they got a fucking cartel of maple syrup up there like the Italians do with the olive oil. I mean, it's fucking
I'm in the
strict
olive oil importation business.
It's a strict fucking It's a strict fucking business.
It is. It's very tightly regulated, and you have to pay quite the fee to even get in.
I tell you what, I went and bought some straight from Italy olive oil, and I mean that should have run you
Straight from Italy.
That should have run you like $15 a bottle. And I'm like, God damn, I don't even spend that much on vodka. I'll buy a cheap half gallon for $9 at CVS.
They're proud of it.
But I mean, this stuff was made by the hands of real Sicilians. This isn't,
it was stomped there by children. I mean,
Yeah.
there was a
Stomp the
toenail.
olive.
There was a toenail in my bottle from a child.
well, they
It's
say
like
that.
it's like a
unfiltered.
Mexican tequila. You know, they gotta have the worm in the bottom.
Only it's a child's toenail, which is kind of gross.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
it'll
super
be all right.
libertarian.
Yeah.
fine.
We're
Child
not-
labor.
Yeah, child labor laws are forced.
I'm sure they were there by choice.
Yeah. But no, so are you, how plugged into the Cosa Nostra are you? Or can you talk about it?
You know, fuck it. I talk about evading taxes and everything else. I might as well throw another fucking.
Truth
I
bomb?
might as well. Yeah, I mean, I know some people. I mean, it is what it is.
So you're the
Who
kind of
doesn't?
guy that
Who doesn't?
that if I, if someone was being particularly stubborn, I could drop the name.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm a friend of Tad Western.
I mean, we could write it down on a piece of paper and then we've got problem solvers. If that's what you're asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unconventional means.
Yeah.
We're not getting anyone into crimes, but I didn't know if maybe, the Western family was.
Well, you saw the backhoe out there when you pulled in, right?
I did, and that's
You
what
know what that's
initially,
for.
yeah.
Yeah, that's.
You guys have full RV hookup here?
Well, you need some. Actually, I've already.
I mean,
mother-
Jeremiah Morrill does.
No, he does. Actually, I think I actually do. I think I actually do have enough where I can hook up an RV.
You realize
my
what he's
mother-
asking.
No.
Yeah,
well, he's got to get in line. Cousin Aaron. Cousin Aaron is going to take over Cousin Eddie.
Yeah. It's
Because it's going to have to.
There's going to be a spot in the yard that's going to be bare for months after I leave.
You're already getting up and helping yourself to beverages and Dr. Peppers and whatever else you'd
Yeah,
like.
I mean, and you don't even ask.
I don't have to. I've known
No,
you for my
ask if
whole
we
life.
want any.
No, I mean, get up and get your own.
Give me a fucking toothpick.
This is made with real sugar.
No, that's good shit.
That's the real Dr.
Those
Pepper.
are those are Dr. Pepper 10 to 4s.
Those
Pure
are the
cane
Forrest
sugar.
Gump Dr. Peppers.
I've got vodka.
It
If
is.
you want it. Yeah,
Yeah.
those are good things. If you want a
Life's
case,
like
I've
a
got them.
roll
I
of
give them
toilet
out.
paper.
I give
Never
I give
know
a
when it's
case
gonna
to
run out.
every list or every guest that I have on.
You have a great swag bag that you hand
I
out
do.
to everybody. It's
People-
like the Oscars.
People shit on the Oscars gift bag after they come on Tad West.
They really do.
That's
do.
how good my gift bag is.
Did
I
they
make
give them
homemade-
gourmet pizza at the Oscars?
Fuck no, they didn't.
Nope.
They probably bought Papa John's or some shit.
Damn right. Got a corporate sponsored crap.
Yeah.
It's just bullshit.
Not on
it's
this
not
show.
handmade. It's not authentic.
Peyton Manning horse shit.
Lowest quality cheese. It's probably not even cheese. It's all filler. I mean, I went out bald mozzarella and I cut it myself. Just diced it up. I mean, that's how far I went.
That's extreme.
I mean, but Tad does what Tad does, you know.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? Haters gonna
I mean,
hate.
They got a lot to hate.
They do.
I mean, what are you gonna shoot? Okay, all right. Hey, come on,
You have a lot. You're a target, really.
come on. I'm like Logan. Just keep shooting. I just grow back stronger and bigger.
I keep I'm growing stronger.
I'm growing stronger.
Oh
All right,
man.
anyway, I was down in. I went to Salem earlier this week. Has anybody ever been to Salem?
I love Salem.
Salem is a great place.
Shadowwood Country Club, right off the exit.
We're off 65 near Louisville.
Yep.
I
Yep.
thought so, yeah.
That's
like-
you'll know you're coming to Salem because there'll be piles of horse shit on the road.
And needles. Like piles of
yeah.
needles everywhere.
So I was down there and I don't even remember why I was down there. I was doing some work, dropping some shit off. What the fuck was I going to talk about? I think the Amish, but I mean they're good people. Oh, I saw that's what it was. I was passing a fucking car wash and a guy was washing his buggy and horse in the car wash. And I was like,
I like to take
that's
my
some
breaks.
shit you don't see every day. He may have been Mennonite or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, like
Okay.
usually if
I don't
they're
like
using an
appropriate
electric car
cultures.
wash, they're Mennonite.
That's where I take my breaks and listen to podcasts.
In Salem?
No,
At
in
that
car
BW's?
washes.
In car washes?
I'll go pull in one of those stalls. You're out of the sun. No one's gonna mess with you.
You fucking
I got like time between sales calls.
Oh, of course. Yeah, I didn't think
I
about
clean
that.
out my car and then
Just
I
chill for a bit.
Yeah, I like hanging out in car washes.
Was the guy literally using a pressure washer?
Yeah, he was. No, he was literally blowing horse shit off of his buggy.
Can't get too close. You might.
Yeah, I know. Blow the whole damn thing apart.
Now, the listeners may not realize that this is your live-in butler because you have quite the spread. Or I guess you could say you're the manager
This
of
is
the
my
ranch.
my full-time ranch hand.
Yeah.
Keep the place in check.
In check.
He makes sure there's
Make sure
no
everything's straightened out.
How do you feel about your newest ranch hand that just got hired?
Oh, it's great. Yeah.
How do you like it, Job? Do you like it here?
Oh yeah, I love it. Keep the coyotes off the ranch. And
He's good.
He's got an AR.
Yeah, he came in with his.
He's got the red
AR.
dot.
I got
Reticle.
an AR with a
Reticle.
dead eye scope. So.
Oh, it's a Deadeye. You changed it.
Yeah, he's
The more often you point that at Aaron Ewert, the better.
I had a musket pointed at me.
Tad doesn't say get off my lawn or get off my property. This guy does it for me. And
That's
he
right.
just- I mean, I don't have. I've got so much shit going on. I don't have time to literally.
I have to teach Chris Spangle something about gun safety.
Why?
Oh yeah,
Our
you guys
friend.
got a bunch of shit about that.
I
Didn't
know,
you, the other
everybody's
night?
such a bunch of snowflake pussies.
It's like a
Wasn't there a
200-year-old
fucking
musket.
plaque on the
It's
side
like
of the
an
musket?
ornamental gun.
Well, let's explain what happened
It's a
to the
functional
listeners.
musket, and Aaron. So we're recording. We're Libertarians. For those of you who don't know, it's a show that's how we all met. And Aaron stormed in uninvited, literally invaded a podcast.
Well,
And the best part is, while this is going on, I'm making the point about how it's important to have borders to
I had
secure
no
your
clue
freedom
you were
from foreign
what you were
invaders.
talking about.
And he storms in, and everyone else in the room is against my opinion. And he storms in, and it's just like
Well,
ball game.
should have locked the door.
Mic dropped.
He also wasn't your truck broke down or something,
It
so you
did.
had to fix your truck to get there.
in Ohio. I mean, I'm committed to this.
You're committed to showing up uninvited to
yeah,
podcasts.
I'm aggressive.
You really are. I mean, you have stormed my co-host Chris Spangle's
Chris
Poon
had-
Palace
so
multiple times.
He had his, 1-bedroom luxury apartment.
Yeah, I mean it's a nice apartment, really.
But
It's a
I-
nice
you know-
He
place.
owns the entire complex, is what people don't
Yeah.
realize.
Yeah.
That's his pool.
So I storm
His
in,
retention pond.
immediately get a musket to my face. This thing's like 8 foot long.
You broke into someone's home. What did you expect?
Well, I didn't expect that from a good friend like him. That's all I'm saying.
In his defense, it wasn't functional. Or I mean, it would take some tender love and care to get that thing operational.
Also, wouldn't you have to have a ball packed in it and everything
Yes,
else? I
yeah.
mean, this is a legit musket. This is not a 22 rifle
you.
or something.
Black powder.
I mean, do people
Tad
not know?
understands.
The only way I would shoot that thing is like Mythbuster style from around the corner with a string tied
The
to it,
person shooting the
clamped
damn
down.
thing's going to get hurt
That
worse
thing's
than the
gonna
person you're
explode.
aiming it at.
Correct. Exactly.
Not
No, I
not
picked it up.
throwing firearm safety out the window, because Tad always keeps his finger off the trigger unless he's ready to blow that son of a bitch away.
You don't want to
you
learn
have a-
that lesson too long.
You got a 6-shooter or a 5-shooter? Most
Both.
You got both.
I've got a
Gotta keep you
vast,
guessing.
I've
It's
got
called
an entire
it's called
room.
an arsenal.
I've got an entire room that's actually a safe room, but I filled it up with guns, so I can't even get in it.
You ever seen
So-
the movie Tremors?
Yeah.
That guy's basement. That's what Tad's house is like.
You know it.
Yeah.
Don't you tell them?
And I don't shoot giant worms.
It's an
How
armory.
many draws that you've been involved in out here on the
Oh,
ranch?
I'm fucking Aaron Burr. You guys heard him, right?
Ain't got shit on you.
I think Tad's 26-0 on the draws.
Yeah, I mean, my KD is
mean, you-
fucking outrageous right now.
You're at Columbine levels.
Yeah, I'm fucking.
You lose a draw.
Well-
It's not good.
They've got one death on me though.
They do?
I'm still living.
Well, we've had to pack.
They're
some
like
wins.
what, 15-1 or something?
That's true. That's true.
I mean, I'm
Still
in-
undefeated.
I mean, I'm looking at
Just
3-4
goes out there,
figures.
get some salt off the old cured ham that's hanging in the barn. Packs it in
Cure
there.
my own meat here at the ranch.
He got shot in the leg once. Just packed it full of salty ham.
Oh, that's what you do when you're a legend. You don't need traditional medicine.
You ever seen The Revenant?
Yep, exactly. That's the Tad Western story.
I mean, that was my ancestor.
I know. You are come from a strong,
And then
strong line.
his grandson is the one who invented the JTM.
The JTM?
Yeah, the burger. That's
Really?
yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's how I've got
where
Western
he got-
family money. He patented the square hamburger.
You have some very elite bloodlines that are intermingled, and I'm starting to get a globalist vibe.
It's
This is an
we
inside job.
sold out, and then I kind of the family was kind of going. They were going globalist, and
Were
then I
they?
kind of I said, "Fuck all that! I'm bringing it. I'm going to use my Tad Western force for good."
That's right. You're the black sheep.
Because I mean, I'm the Chris Farley.
That's the one you want to be.
Yep.
Honestly. Aaron, how's that Dr. Pepper that you weren't offered?
Jesus Christ, you've
It's-
already drank the whole fucking
It's
thing.
pretty sugary.
Are you thirsty, dude?
That's better than a normal one.
They
Like,
are. They don't even taste like Dr. Pepper.
No, it tastes like scissor.
They're a lot better than
You said that last night, too.
You did. You had a...
You took a sip of Caitlin's
Oh,
Russian
Oh
Mule.
yeah, she was drinking some weird drink.
Russian Mule.
Oh,
Moscow Mule.
Moscow Mule.
Yeah, the Moscow Mule. They
She said it tastes like cough syrup.
She's a Russian
that's
agent
fine.
now.
I'm used to drinking scissor.
Scissor, and then you said it though without.
No, the Russian agent. The Moscow
Well,
Mule.
you know,
I always have my cup full of perp.
Purple drink.
you
up in
have
your
some
cup.
mad swag. You know, some shizzle.
Can we talk about the Dr. Peppers though?
These are good.
I've got a pallet out in my garage. And
Where'd you get 'em?
Kona, I've got sources.
That's true.
Like anything else, people give me shit.
It came in on the olive oil pallet.
Yeah, people just give me shit, drop off. I don't even ask for it, but whatever.
He's got physics books.
Tad Western, listen, I am working on building a spaceship. Have you ever seen The Farmer Astronaut or whatever that movie is called?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking, they wrote that about Tad.
That's
too.
actually a really nice collection of books.
It's not bad. You notice how they're all on the top 2 shelves?
Yeah.
Because I came home one day and Kona, the shithead dog I have, had shredded an entire book. Luckily, it wasn't one of the collections or, you know.
Thank God her night with the Hoosiers.
You look at all my Bob Knight collection. I got the Indy 500 collection.
Season on the Brink's one of the all-time great
Oh,
books.
great book. If you haven't read Season on the Brink, you've got to fucking read it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I've got Gettysburg. I've got all kinds of shit. Modern Physics from 1902. So that shit probably ain't even fucking right. But you know what? You need to stop dumbing your brain down. With
That's what
all
they're trying
the
to do.
globalist shit that's going on now.
Yep, they try to keep us off their pace of
They
the
do.
shape-shifting by giving us fake
There's a
physics.
lot of stuff
Fake
in there.
news.
A lot of stuff in there that you're not taught in.
You won't find
School
Nikola
days.
Tesla in that.
Nope. So anyway, today, fucking Kona, 2 days ago, I come home. I sent a picture to Greg when it happened. I get home. I let him out of the garage. He has a giant cut on the top of his head. He's got a cut in his paw. He had broken into my glass bottle stash of Dr. Peppers and shattered about 4 bottles. Glass was all over my garage. Everywhere. He's cut, whining. He's got blood
I
fucking
see the
everywhere.
Snapchat.
Blood everywhere. Destroyed. So I gotta give him a bath. And he's still... I'm like, I give him a bath, get him all cleaned up, taken care of. I'm like, all right, you're a good boy. I'm like, all right, yeah, I understand you kind of fucked up, but I mean, you hurt yourself. I mean, it's not, you're not just tearing shit up.
Learn the
now.
lesson,
You hurt
dog.
yourself up. You're not gonna do it again. Later that night, I leave him out here on the couch because he's asleep. He normally sleeps with me in my room. Leave him on the couch because he's out dead. He's had a traumatic day. Come out about 3:30 in the morning. He's fucking shitting on the floor. I'm like, God damn it, Kona. Can I not go a month without you shitting on the floor?
That dog causes more chaos for you than anything
It's-
I've ever seen.
It's starting to be a problem.
He is chaotic. I mean, you can't leave him alone for even 2 hours.
I can't, and the thing is, he's such a baby, he cannot be outside.
No, and you know, it's a good dog.
You've met him.
It's a good
He's-
dog.
He's a great dog.
He's a lovely dog, very, very friendly, but you know, he's just that rambunctious kid that can't get out of his own way. He's a Tasmanian devil.
He is. I think I think in a few months or so, I think he'll finally grow up. I think he's gonna have to eventually hit a point where he's like, I'm not a puppy anymore.
I've been saying that about Aaron for so long.
You know what?
And he goes
if
out
he's
and
anything
gets
like
blacked
Aaron,
out.
I'm gonna have to put him down.
Right, I know. I mean, you don't want a dog that spends $300, doesn't remember it, and then smashes $20 worth of Steak and Shake in the morning.
Yep, and then breaks glass bottles all over the place.
Yeah, the guy was like, he came up and what'd you like? I'm like, I'm gonna need a big pile of cottage cheese.
You went inside.
Oh yeah, I ate inside.
You did have
Wait a
the
minute.
college IU weekend.
Yeah.
Like you just
super hungover, and you eat cottage cheese.
Oh yeah.
He screenshotted it, didn't you?
And then I had like a couple garlic burgers and a big pile of fries and cheese sauce. And
None of that bothered you because I know you like struggle with certain foods.
no, not today. It just all went right down the hatch.
I figured the basil that was cooking in here would have
I don't
thrown you
know.
off. Are you
Yeah, I
allergic
do.
to
I mean,
basil?
I do have food allergies, but I don't know. I don't think I ate last night.
That's rare for you because you're not a big eater anyway.
no.
So like the fact that you hung
I
over ate
smashed
is
about
shocking.
3,000 calories at Steak and Shake.
You ate for the week.
Yeah,
You'll
with
burn
it.
it
And then I
off.
got a shake to go.
There you go.
Yeah, this
No wonder you didn't want, or no wonder you didn't want any pizza.
No more dairy.
So what's been going on, Greg?
I'll tell you-
in your life.
In my life, the thing that's been bugging me the most is Indiana basketball. I am worked up about it.
I thought they were going to lose yesterday.
I know. We
It
look
was-
so good. We did it what IU does. We storm out, and then all of a sudden we just take the foot off the accelerator and then have to scramble to get back and finish the thing.
Let me ask you a question. Is this the new normal for IU? I mean, looking at the team, looking at what we've got, is that what IU basketball is going to be now?
It is. You know what? And I have
I
a
agree.
theory. We don't have enough inner city kids. We
Really?
have two. If you've seen 8 Mile, We have too many Cranbrook kids. We have too many Papa Docs, and we need some more.
Fuck the free world.
We need some more Cheddar Bobs and Mackay Pfeiffers. And until we get the toughness and the heart,
They are soft.
It's the softest team I've ever seen.
It's not only that. It
defense.
looks like
No will to win.
just the fundamentals.
Yeah.
You watch the game and you're like, they're points they can put it together and they look halfway decent, pretty good, and then all of a sudden, this isn't the first game of the fucking season. Is what gets me. How do you continually? You're not showing any improvement whatsoever.
We beat the best team in the country in the first game of the season.
first game of the season.
Kansas.
And now they're going to be the top 1 seed, hands down. They've won
Absolutely.
13 conference titles in a row.
See, that's
IU
what's
is one of 3 teams to beat them.
Yeah, and we took their best shot. It wasn't like we beat them when they were beaten up after conference play, had some injuries. We took their best shot with the top number 1 rated recruit on their team and stood toe to toe. And since then,
I had high hopes for this fucking team after that game.
that team was a different basketball team than this one. That team they had heart. They fought, and this team has just. It's like they're not embarrassed by losing anymore.
I can't tell if it's like you said. I think if their pride's just out the window and they don't care, they just want to get rid of the season.
Checked out, and Crean is in serious trouble.
He is, because they're not playing. Whether or not it's for him or not, they don't even care. It looks to me like they don't give a shit. And then they had they were pulling the signs up on the fucking for the plays, like you don't know how to set a screen and all that shit. I mean, that's suspicious.
Well, that's the thing is, like, if you ever hear him talk about how he coaches, he specifically coaches not like set plays. He coaches concepts, so they're not like restricted. And if you have a point guard like John Calipari always does that can do a dribble drive and create, you can. But when Josh Newkirk is the guy you're relying on to create, you're screwed.
And you'll hear the radio guys or whoever talk about how it's injury plagued and everything. This has nothing to do with injury play in my eyes. This is straight coaching, and as far as I don't even think it's coaching. I think it's reception on the end of the players.
Yeah,
because I don't think Tom Crean's sitting there and not teaching them how hard is it to get a pick and roll.
Right, like Tom Crean's a good developer of talent.
Absolutely.
Like Victor Oladipo, he pushed him to get him
4-star, I believe.
Or he was 3-star.
Was he 3-star?
Yeah, his only other offer was Georgetown was his only high major offer. But he took him and like pushed him athletically and physically so he could play in the NBA.
He coached up his
but the fundamentals were already there.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like Crean built those in. But I can't watch it anymore. It's just bad basketball.
I haven't. I think I've watched 3 of the last 4, and I've maybe watched 8 games all season.
Right, and like that's my favorite thing in my life. Like when Indiana basketball's doing, like that's my most passionate thing.
This was another thing I was going to talk about. I went to a bar the other night to watch the game. The bar didn't even have IU on.
That was the game against It was a Saturday night.
Northwestern?
Yeah, it was
it was a
Northwestern at home.
Northwestern
It was senior night.
Absolutely.
Not even on.
I go to the bar. They're not. No one's playing it. They're not playing it.
No.
Have some drinks. I leave at halftime. It was before halftime. Go to another bar. Buffalo Wild Wings was not even showing the IU game in Central Indiana.
That is amazing.
Buffalo fucking Wild Wings. It was not on one TV.
Who was the other game? It was Texas A&M
home,
and somebody else were
it
on.
It was
A&M and Baylor or somebody like that.
I think Baylor was playing that night.
Yeah, and Arizona was on too.
There was also there was a Cavs game that night against.
There was.
I think it was Cavs Chicago. I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah,
I think it
Cavs
was the
and Bulls.
Dwayne Wade. I think that's what game was on that night. But it was unbelievable to me. I came home and fucking had to listen to it on the radio, which
is way better.
It
Don
is better
Fisher's a legend
because you don't have to watch. You don't get to see what the fuck's actually going on. You can you get talked up a little bit, you know.
Well, that's
and
the
Don
thing.
Fisher's great, but
he can't will him to win. I mean, yeah,
absolutely not. And you're not watching the shit that's going on, the standing around on defense, the fucking just off the ball shit that you're not getting on the radio.
No one's holding anybody accountable. Like Yogi Ferrell held everyone accountable,
Yep.
and like Colin Hartman did. And him being out probably hurt, but it's not like he's some talent that's going to take over.
I don't believe it's just one issue with IU. I mean, I think it's a compounding.
It's systemic.
Yeah, it is.
He's going to have to start over because the kids coming in next year, like one's a wing that's basically Juwan Morgan. The one's 6'11", former, like he grew 10 inches, and so he plays outside and point guard for his high school team. And then the other kid's I don't even know. He probably sucks too. I'm just disappointed because Josh, if Blackman leaves and Bryant probably leaves,
I mean, they're talking
You see how
possibly
good-
3 people leaving.
yeah.
Did you see how good Yogi's doing for the Mavericks?
Oh my God.
Yeah,
He got signed
Farrell.
to a 3-year deal. He was scoring like 32 points a game.
He scored. Yeah, I think he had over 30 both games. His 2-day contract or whatever he signed, and then they cut. Was it Darren Williams they cut? I
Yeah.
think? And then he signed with Cleveland.
Yep. And so he's going to. If I were Cleveland, I'd have rather had Yogi Ferrell.
I know Yogi's a lot.
I mean, how do you get him now though? I mean, now he's fucking.
He was in the Pacers training camp.
I know.
Do you listen to Dan Dockich quite a bit?
Oh, you know.
Danny D?
When I get the opportunity, I'm listening to Dan.
So I love Dan, and Dan has been in Larry Bird's asshole for the last 2 months, and I love it because Larry Bird gets a free pass on everything. No, about just everybody he's brought
Well,
in.
he's a legend and all.
Yeah.
You know,
Hold on.
a lot of people kiss his ass.
Everyone does. And he surrounds himself by kiss asses.
Yep.
And Dan is now people from the Pacers organization won't come on his show
No, I believe
because he's
it.
taking shots at him.
Well, Dan doesn't give a fuck.
Oh, I
number
love
one,
it.
And
The
that's what
region,
people
baby.
need.
Yep.
That's what people need.
He's
to
got the
listen
region
to.
attitude.
And
He's got
Dan's not wrong either. When he breaks shit down, I mean, he's been there. He's coached on all the levels. He's fucking.
He's a
played in
truth
it.
teller.
And he doesn't give a shit. He literally doesn't. He'll
where
talk
Kapetsky
about
gets it
Bob. He'll talk about Bob Knight walking around with his dick
That
flopping
was the
around.
funniest thing. Someone asked him what the worst thing he experienced during his tenure at IU as an assistant coach, and they go, "Was it Bob Knight walking naked around the locker room?" And he goes, "No, it was Bob Knight taking a towel to his undercarriage, doing his little shimmy, while his uncircumcised and all flopping around." And I about cried that he said it live on air. It was epic radio.
Oh, he's great.
He's the first sports broadcaster in the city that gives no fucks.
Yeah, he seriously doesn't. And more power to him.
He
But-
supported Trump.
Yeah, I know he did. He did. Well, I was listening back before. He was like, I don't give a shit about politics, but I like the way Trump talks.
He's a truth teller.
Absolutely.
I'm telling you, man, Alex Jones is just seconds away from entering the mainstream.
I tell you what, I think he is. But I think it goes back to, I'm seeing a lot with football as well. The talent, whatever it is, the next level talent in Indiana, and even on the college level, as far as IU goes, they're looking away from in-state talent and homegrown players and people who were good in college on the next level.
I'll tell
I
you,
mean, you look at Tevin Coleman, Langford, all the talent that came through on not bad teams.
Spriggs,
Yeah.
the left tackle for the Packers.
I mean, as far as football goes, for basketball, with Farrell, you name it, the in-state talent. And I don't know what they're trying to build. I think we're coming to a tipping point in Indianapolis sports. It's not going to be good for
The
a
Colts, I can't even talk about without getting upset.
I think we're at a. There's nothing quick. They're talking about trying to get championships and everything. I don't see it.
We went old, and by going old, that means you don't develop anybody because you don't have the money to.
I don't see anything in Indianapolis sports
I'm
being
livid.
a quick turnaround.
Pacers suck. Paul George is soft. He could play for IU right now.
It's all rebuilding at this point, as far as I'm concerned.
But
As
isn't
far
that
as
the worst?
Well, I mean, how do you get it? Me and you love IU.
Yeah.
How do you get excited for it? How are you going to start selling tickets? That's what's going to suck.
I love IU football, and they fired a coach because he was mean to the kids, and
I
Ohio
like that
State
guy.
offered him
That was
$2 million
insane.
to be their offensive coordinator.
That was insane. That
stupid.
one got me.
He went to back-to-back bowls.
Yeah.
No, you're a meanie. We can't have meanies.
Yeah, the
Kids are
SJW's got him kicked
I'm
out.
done with snowflakes. It's time for helicopters. This is getting systemic.
Yep.
Well, I'm getting ready to buy me a copter.
Are
so
you?
if you want to buy it, yep. The Tad money is. I'm pulling it together.
Tad's
I'm
Bringing it out of the
sell-
shell corporations.
I'm
Communist
selling.
removal
I'm
service.
selling a couple assets I have, and I'm literally investing in.
We've already got
And
a
they're-
28 foot by 28 foot concrete pad poured out there right for it.
Yep.
I saw the helipad.
He was painting the H on.
He's got a
it.
skating rink. Did you know? Have you talked about this?
I did not give Greg the entire tour, but that is correct. I have.
He's got a covered
I
skating
have
rink on his property.
I have a skating rink.
Ice skating.
Ice skating.
Is it functional?
Yes.
Fully functional.
So we can do some Gordon Bombay shit?
if you want to.
Happy Western built it with his own 2 hands.
He did.
That is awesome.
He was a full time
Can we tie
Great.
Aaron to a hockey goal and just fire pucks at him?
We can do whatever you want. I don't know how well the water's gonna freeze right now because we're at what?
Oh, no, we don't need water. We're just putting time to the post.
There we go. I mean, we can rollerblade. We can do it on blades, but Yeah.
I don't see us being good at any sport. Indiana football, I actually like and watch. They're gonna suck. I mean, they may hang on because of what he did before, and then fizzle out.
Yeah.
But they're gonna suck. Basketball, Tom Crean isn't gonna get. This team isn't gonna be any different next year.
Do you want to come play for this team as a
gonna
recruit? That's the other
Is
issue.
she going to be back?
I think he's going to stay.
They can't fire both in the same year.
They're going to wait for the contract. The way I look at it, I think it's a money issue more than anything.
Unless a big donor steps up.
Because Bloomington is fucking on fire right now.
How could you not be?
Everybody
we
I
literally
talk
don't
to-
play basketball.
It's bad. Nobody wants to go to the games.
No.
I mean, you can't give tickets away.
That Northwestern game on senior night, it took 20 minutes, or basically 10 minutes into the first half for it to fill up.
Yeah.
And so that's just unheard of.
And nobody. And the thing is, the public opinion's already get rid of.
Right, and you never recover
You're
from
not
that.
going. He's fucked either way.
Right.
I mean, he could win a championship and somehow pull it out this season or something. Make the tournament. I don't know.
Which is what I just feel like would be perfect. That's what he would do.
And if he does, it doesn't change the problem. The main problem is
It's him.
and the way the kids are playing. I mean, it's
And I this would have been 3-4 years ago. I like Tom Crean personally. My dad used to be a professor at IU, and he worked with Tim Buckley to get Cody Zeller into the business school and Will Sheehy. And so I was after.
we got Will
We
Sheehy
go way
stuff.
back.
Yeah.
Will she?
Actually, that was a good night for you.
It's his 21st birthday.
Yeah, it's his 21st birthday. We
Hell
were
of a good guy.
This is a side note. Here we go. Side note story. We were out celebrating my ranch hand's 21st birthday, and he gets tased that night.
No, I got him tased.
Yeah, you got it tased.
I asked the cop at the door to. I said he was talking to some girl behind us, and
We said give him shit
just
for
give,
his
no,
ID.
I didn't ask him to. Well, he said give him shit.
Shit
I said
for his ID because he's just 21.
I said-
we're going to the bar for the first time.
I said
I had
fuck
a paper
that. Give
ID,
him a
so I didn't have my
give him a little taste.
And you have to get a new one anyway on the 21st birthday. Yeah.
He zapped him in the leg.
No, he didn't even hesitate. I said, hey.
Before I came up there, I was like, what the fuck? You
No,
know?
he about jumped the cop. Like
So he went
We had to
down.
hold him back.
They tased him
Yeah,
in the leg.
he tased him.
he wasn't even looking.
He
He
went-
didn't hesitate. I just
almost
said.
hit him.
Jared went down and cocked his right arm back
I'm glad I
to
didn't,
punch the
but
fucking cop.
I didn't-
And
I
he
wouldn't
was
expect
he was a
it.
lot.
You'd have
bigger.
been justified. He tased
Absolutely.
you.
He was in like
For doing
college-
nothing.
He was like college athlete shape at the time too. Like
But I've been in so
he was bigger, way
I've been
bigger.
in-
Than he's,
You're what, probably
multiple
200 or
altercations
something?
and that.
he was like
Yeah.
205.
Me and
Oh,
Michael got
yeah.
into an altercation. We had
Yeah.
4 bodyguards try to throw us out.
They've
Yeah,
been
because
in
I'm throwing
fights.
guys off of me.
But because
throwing
Michael
guys
called me,
across the table.
Faggot.
yeah, he called me.
And I stood up for him. I was like, look.
Not on this ranch.
Not on this ranch.
That ain't how
Got a
this
little
works on
sidetracked here.
Grandpappy Western's ranch.
Anyhow, later that night, Jared ends up down this. Like we all go. We thought he went back to the hotel. We all go back to the hotel. He's not there.
He's lost.
He's lost. Didn't know where he was.
In Bloomington?
And
No,
no,
no.
Downtown
He puked
Indianapolis.
in his hoodie.
We find. I call him. I get a hold of him.
On
I
the
call him
circle.
19 times. I said, "Where are you at?" He goes, I'm with her." And he said what he was looking at. I think he was by the Emmis building. Actually, is where he was
He
at.
realized he was with a bunch of cops.
And he goes, "I
With
got
this
it." He goes,
girl.
I'm with this nice girl though. I was like, "All right, well, we'll be down there in a minute," because he was shit face hammered.
They told me
Chicks
to-
love it when you have puke in
It
your
was
hoodie.
a woman cop, and she was trying
In
to arrest
the hood.
him, but she couldn't. She physically couldn't move him because he was
don't know
leaned
what-
up
I was-
against
yeah,
against
pretty
a
bad.
She couldn't pick him up.
against a
You're
post.
just chilling.
And she
and-
didn't. She's like, "You're lucky. I don't want you in my
I
car."
sobered up though.
And your friend-
And
She
he
said,
had
hey,
he had puked in his
she
hood,
said, hey,
in his
if you can
hoodie.
get somebody to come pick you up, we won't take you.
So we bring him back to the Sheraton. He's
So-
got puke all over him. We walk in. Will fucking Sheehy's standing in the lobby.
Well, he's
The
down-
legend.
He's
Yeah.
staying there for a wedding. He's in a wedding or something of his cousins, and we're like, "Will fucking Sheehy."
He's a great guy.
Yeah, he-
like,
oh, yeah.
like totally personable.
Oh, we took
He's a good
selfies. Jared's laying in the elevator.
His
going up and
dad
down.
is a vice president for Comcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good dude.
Yeah, great dude. And like, you know, I wish we had guys like him. Him and Oladipo. That class was really undervalued.
It's people who had they got on the floor and they wanted to play and they had heart. I mean,
They
it's
hate
what- it's
losing.
what-
They just fucking hate
Yeah.
losing, and like this team doesn't
and
really
Indiana
care.
basketball meant something to them. I think that's what we're getting into with the kids. It's not.
Homegrown. Personal.
IU isn't the pinnacle. I mean, IU used to be,
Oh,
which I don't know if it ever will be again. I don't. Maybe we're looking at this completely the wrong way, and we're living out the glory days. You know, I don't know. I hope not.
Because if Alabama football can be rebuilt, like because it was in the shitter.
Yeah.
And Nick Saban,
Yeah.
that shows you the potential's there. It's always there because you don't have to leave the state.
You're gonna have the fan base.
And now Tom Crean lost Paul Scruggs, the 4-star point guard from Southport High School. He picked Xavier over IU.
That's insane. Xavier.
And Trevor Blewett picked Xavier over IU. I mean, he is just having to go. It's not like he doesn't think the talent's there. It's that he can't close.
And it's when it starts to build the relationship when these kids are playing AAU.
Yep.
And selling the program then. And no kid in AAUs want to go play for IU right now.
They don't because they, if you're a big man, unless you're a transition guy, you don't. And Cody Zeller didn't get the ball enough. Really, I mean, was a big problem. He didn't get the ball enough.
If you go back to that time, they were calling for Crean's head then too.
They should have. We lost to Syracuse in the Sweet 16, and
that team should have won a championship.
Yeah, we barely beat the in the round of 32 when we were the 1 seed as Drexel or one of the Philadelphia small schools, wasn't it? Like St. Joseph's or St.
They gave us a hell of a game. I remember that.
Yeah, and they had a point guard that was looked like Khalid El-Amin. He was like 5'10" and 330, but was lightning. It was amazing and lit us up.
Yeah.
But I mean, so I met Crean about 4 years ago, and it was and he was walking down the street with Tim Buckley, Moses Abraham, who everyone was.
Did he have many sons?
Huh?
Many sons had Moses Abraham.
What, do you remember him?
I'm one of them. So are you. So let's just praise the Lord.
Or Tad and Aaron's childhood, they didn't go to Disneyland for vacation or Disney World.
We went to revivals.
They went to tent revivals in northern Florida.
Pensacola, Florida. Yeah.
Trash
and
stayed in some no, it wasn't Best Western. It was like what was it?
I don't remember.
Howard Johnson.
Yeah, the Hojo. We stayed at the Hojo.
You could hear the rats running across in the walls.
10-hour services.
But first you waited all day.
You waited for 12
hours. That's what I mean. Like you had to wait to get
put
in
in
10
time
hours.
to see Jesus.
What's the movie with Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves where they
Scarface?
No, it's and Charlize Theron.
So
I don't know.
I
know. It was the
Devil's Advocate.
Devil's
Advocate.
And
the movie starts out. They're at one of those.
Yep.
So Tad and I
and I've never seen one. I want to go now.
All day we'd be waiting in line just to get to go to church in the fucking hot
Florida
beating
sun. Northern 100% humidity
on blacktop. But you know what we're doing
dodging
all day?
crocodiles.
We got cards out and we're swindling people out of their whatever money and stuff with our youth group leader.
Yep.
He had all these signs like if it's this card, I'm pulling my ear.
It's what?
Oh yeah.
Oh we were
running
table talk.
Yeah, we were running
tons
down
of table talk. We were just swindling people before the whole time.
Hey, God likes profit.
Nobody came and flipped our table over and said
What was it for?
taxes or whatever.
Brownsville revival.
How else? Brownsville revival.
Yeah.
We're going to that. We should go back and document it and be a great
I don't know if
Tad
it's still
documentary.
Like it. Remember how there was overflow? Some people you couldn't even get in
you
the
had
actual
to sit
church. There was
outside and watch it on a
another
projector.
There was another
Yeah.
church, and then there was overflow for that. Just
was
crazy
crazy.
shit.
Christians love Christ.
Well, there's
They did.
always going to be corrupt people in the church, so they don't follow what they say they follow, and they'll be hypocritical.
I don't
It
even
makes
rem-
the whole church
They're called
look bad.
Catholics.
I don't even.
No, it's in every.
Yeah,
I like
every
Spotlight.
organization.
It's the person. It really
Spotlight.
is, and they'll go rogue,
Hey.
but it make the whole organization look bad.
I don't even
You know,
remember
can't
the church.
recover
I'm just
from
talking
that,
about
but it's
being
not-
in it.
Well,
It's not because they're bad.
Yeah.
Right. It might have been one person's decision up here, made everything else worse for the church.
Right.
When's there going to be a Tad church?
You know, I'm working on it.
He's got his 501c3
I'm
file.
still working on
Yeah,
my
keep that in
paperwork
mind.
for the university.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
Well, you can mix them like Liberty University. Jerry
could.
Falwell.
I could be the Falwell.
Yeah, and religion.
I mean, speaking of Catholicism, I gave it up for Lent.
What were we talking about before we got into church?
Oh, when
There
I
was-
met Crean, he was a great guy.
Yeah.
Moses Abraham is.
Yeah, had many sons.
So I'm one of those pigs. Yeah, I'm one of those pigs.
Welcome
I was
to
one of
the
those
brains
pigs
of
nerds
James McRussell and Tad Western.
on the Indiana Forum boards.
Yeah.
And so I'm all excited because Moses Abraham's been sold as like the second coming of Sean Kemp.
Yep.
So I am down there after my grandma's birthday, walking down
Supersonics.
Kirkwood, and I yell like a total idiot fanboy, "Is that Moses?" And Tom Crean on the other side of Kirkwood yells back, "Yeah, you want to meet him?" So he, Tim Buckley, Maurice Creek, and then Tom Crean, and then I forget what the physical trainer was. He went on to the University of Colorado. And they all came over and talked to me for a good 10 minutes, then went into the coffee shop and sat down.
No shit.
And they talked, and they were great, because Tim Buckley had known my dad, so once he was really cool, and I got to sit there and talk to Mo Creek and Cream.
Hell yeah.
The great guys, but I can't, I'm at the point now where he's a great guy, but he sucks at basketball coaching.
Yeah, I think he just lost his way.
That's like
or-
Obama.
or
You
what-
could have a drink with him.
Yep.
He'd be a great guy to have a beer with.
but his ideas are stupid.
Yeah. So.
But like, we got to get a new coach.
I think you clean house if you do that.
You have to.
And what direction do you go in, though? I mean,
Greg
I think if you're going to do it, you've got to do it the right way. You can't just fire him and then have nobody lined up.
Greg Marshall.
Is that who you're going for?
Yeah, but we'll never do it.
Is that Wichita?
Wichita State's because he got in trouble for being mean to kids.
Oh.
That's the thing with IU. IU can...
Just bring Bobby back.
The night...
Come on.
The whole night era thing kind of started the social... Because once that high profile happened on the university, it was like, oh shit, we can actually... We can get coaches in trouble and fired for not playing us or doing whatever the fuck.
Neil Reed deserved to be choked. If there's ever been anyone in this world that needed choked, it was Neil Reed. That guy was the worst point guard I've ever seen. He's terrible.
Just off his play.
And you following Michael Lewis, the legend.
Oh, yeah.
All-time assist leader in Indiana, and you're this, or he came right before Michael Lewis, and he was just terrible. And then I was a freshman at SMU, and we played Texas Tech in Bobby's second year.
Yep.
And they are, they come in, and they're ranked 16th with Andre Emmett.
Yep.
Small forward.
Yep.
And so I'm right, SMU, terrible at basketball. But we had Brian Hopkins, because he got his girlfriend pregnant, and was a McDonald's All-American and stayed in Dallas. And so he was the point guard, and we played them, and people actually showed up. And I got everybody in my crowd right behind the Texas Tech bench screaming Neil Reed, and we upset number 16. I got thrown out. Our section did.
No shit.
He asked us to be
you
removed.
You were heckling Knight?
It was a home thing.
Oh, man.
It wasn't Indiana, though. I'm pro
That's
Bobby
true.
Knight, Indiana.
That's true.
I have no ties to Texas Tech.
I've got reverence for the man. So
I do.
I don't think I could say anything like that.
But it was against
that's
my
fucking
team.
Great. That is great.
And he was like, Neil Reed. These motherfuckers. and they were
He's
just
like, I got some IU
I'm
fans.
still answering for that shit all these years later. Oh, it was great.
I'm pretty sure I
What'd you
took a hit at you like when I was
Last night you posted on my wall.
something about SMU or something.
Yeah, it had all the
Wish my life was as meaningless
as
the
an SMU win.
What did you think about them bringing in Larry fucking
Brown, I loved it.
I
and
did
then
too.
they hired the guy that's the assistant coach was under him was the Illinois State coach that rebuilt their program. They had an Indiana kid, Nick Moore from Warsaw, the legendary point guard.
Yep.
He led them for a while, but I don't think they'll be. Larry had them consistently in the top 20 and 25.
He did, and then they had all the issues as far as
We love cheating. I'm just going to admit it. And you know what? I'm not going to apologize for it. We bought.
If you're there to win, you're there to win.
Right.
I mean, you're going to try to do anything, and they're all doing it. Everybody's doing it. It's just whether or not you get caught.
You know,
Outed.
and
That's it.
honestly, the Colts loved it because the coach that was doing all the cheating at SMU, Ron Meyer, who we hired, after he got banned, the Colts hired him to be their coach. You can't get mad. Craig James, Pony Express.
There's two in the NFL. Or on the next level, it's completely different.
Yeah.
You were under the rule of the NCAA law.
Arbitrary rules plucked out of the sky.
Completely arbitrary. More arbitrary than fucking Goodell or whoever else.
You look what Kelvin Sampson did. Gutted the IU program, and now it's not illegal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's insane. And then correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe he was getting
It's like OSHA.
He was getting in trouble as well for texting instead of
It's unlimited now.
Sending regular messages or whatever.
Yeah,
it was
you
at
can
the time.
email and tweet, but you couldn't send that many texts on the first day of the
It was
recruiting
something
period.
insane.
And none of the kids came.
Yeah.
That he texted.
Yeah, none of the kids came.
But it's just asinine fucking trying to control everything.
I know.
That's another.
Although I did hate the guys that he was getting. Do you remember those teams? They were some
Samson?
hood rats.
Oh, fuck.
Armand Bassett.
Armand.
He's in
Bassett.
prison. The kid Bud.
I played with Armand Bassett at.
Terre Haute North?
No. Well, he went to Terre Haute North. I think he was there. I think he played when you did. But then maybe Michael. Maybe he played against Michael. I think Michael played against him, and then we played with him a few times down at the rec center.
Yeah.
And
Now
the
you
dude,
can
the dude was good at
go
basketball.
play with him at the penitentiary in Terre Haute.
Jesus.
He's like Rick Vaughn out there.
That was a crazy time. For
Those teams were just like.
Yeah,
that's why the oldest, or was it Tyler Zeller, didn't want to come to Indiana because on his recruiting visit they took him over. Who was that big guy, the junior college guy?
I'm trying to
remember. He was overweight, but then got in shape a little bit and started playing. He was a junior college kid, just total gangster. But so on the recruiting visit, that was Tyler Zeller, Good Christian's host. They get high as a motherfucker, and he takes them over to the Hoosier apartments, and they just get lit. And Tyler Zeller's like, oh my god.
He's like, this.
Start playing some trap music and getting weird.
I party at the villas quite often. Actually, I one of my friends lived with Tandon Doss, and we
Stud.
He was good dude. He didn't do shit. I mean, we partied and he did not clean, didn't drink, didn't do anything.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was a worker.
Yeah, I mean, all he was worried about was football, getting to the next level.
I wish James Hardy had done that.
Jeez.
I mean, that was a waste of talent.
It was. Who are you texting over there? You Snapchatting?
Yeah.
Aaron?
Were you?
I don't have my phone. It's in my pocket.
What? No. What? So what's going on? You're just kind of you're off in your own land right
You
now.
guys are talking about basketball. IU basketball.
What do you want to talk about? Crawl spaces?
Crawl spaces, yeah. I was stuck.
Tell me about your WAD. I want to hear about this week's WAD.
Yeah, we need some CrossFit
I don't know.
talk.
Flip a tire
I
for
got
me.
stuck in. I can't even do the Open this year because I got stuck in Illinois on a job and working for 3 weeks, and they started the Open while I was gone. So, no point in
Sticking around?
Starting out.
No, I can't start in the middle. So
Why
I have
not?
to wait till 18.1 next.
CrossFit works on, like, cycles? So you can't just jump in?
Well, not the Open is like everyone competes and does the same exact WAD, the workout of the day,
And then you
once a week for like 7 or 8 weeks in a row, and then you compare yourself to everyone else in the rest of the country, your age, and kind of see where you're at. But you can't just start in the middle of the Open. I can go do the workout. It's just not going to.
They won't count the results?
No.
So you're only in it for the glory?
Yeah, just for the
for
sweat.
the numbers.
You would be perfect
Just for
on
the
you'd
sweat
be perfect
angels.
on Indiana basketball team.
Yep, just for the sweat angel on the ground.
The only reason they show up is because they're on TV.
That's right.
If they're playing a no-name team on no channel.
Have you ever compared yourself to our good friend and online troll, Peyton Wright?
Peyton's an excellent CrossFitter. He makes me feel like a total pussy.
Does he?
Yeah.
He's a funny motherfucker
Like,
on Snapchat, too.
He was 2 minutes faster than the best guy in our gym. And he's, the 17.1.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like, in his gym, they send people to nationals and stuff. So, and he's been doing it longer than I.
This sounds a lot like Advocare, one of these pyramid
I think
schemes
it
where you
is.
go to a
It's-
convention and everybody gets amped
It's
up.
a lifting pyramid scheme.
No,
is what it is.
it replaced religion for me. Yeah, it's kind of a cult.
Jesus. Speaking of cults, let's get back to this.
Yeah.
That's where I lost my train of thought when we were talking about the Brownsville revival. Our mutual grandmother,
Oh, yeah.
was a founding member of the Jonestown cult.
Yeah, she was gonna go.
She was an
drink
original
Kool-Aid, and
OG
Tad
member.
Western wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, you would have been here. You'd have been the only member.
I might have been. No,
A Tad Western in
that
this
was in the
world
late
is a sad
70s.
world.
That was late.
That was
70s.
when he was
We'd all been
here.
gone.
Yeah.
Well, tell us more about this.
Yeah,
I don't know
tell me
anything
more.
about it.
You don't know
That's all
about
I know.
Jonestown?
Oh, Jones.
Drink the potion?
Yeah,
Is
you
that
drink
him?
the Kool-Aid.
I don't know much about it. Like, I know
Because
the
he
reference,
was-
but I don't know the details.
If I'm not mistaken, he
He's a cult
he
leader.
ran a church here.
Yeah,
Jim
in
Jones?
Indianapolis.
Yeah, in Indianapolis.
Jim
and
Jones swerving
they went to that church
Yeah.
before he went down.
before he
to
went total.
Was it Bolivia?
Yeah, it was one.
It was a South American country.
yeah, South-
Start with an A.
It's one of those parallel Mexican countries.
Yeah, we don't.
Yeah,
We don't
well,
care.
it's south of the border.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
That's why we got a
illegal is
wall.
what they were.
Beyond the wall,
Yep.
as we like to say.
God, I can't wait till that's built.
It's gonna be glorious.
It's gonna look like I was telling somebody. It's gonna look like Jurassic Park when they enter the park.
Yep.
Yep. Have these just glorious.
You know what? They should project. They should project the music out.
No, no, no. Oh, that would be epic.
And then just have giant Donald Trump heads come up.
Right when you go in on a guided explorer tour, there's a reenactment of the American Revolution.
It's not how tall; it's how deep down they're going.
I want one of those Explorers.
Me too.
On this.
This would be
How big
epic.
of a foot
It was
is
like a
it?
'94 Explorer.
What they should do is that when you deport people, all it is catapults for real Americans to go down there and pull the
trebuchet.
lever and they go flying.
No, I
yeah,
want-
trebuchet, and
I
they go
want a
flying
trebuchet.
over the wall.
I had a video on Facebook of a catapult that was throwing drugs over the border.
Well,
Yeah,
land
they
in the
did.
Rio Grande. It's not like we're killing them.
Yeah, they do that. Yeah.
Yeah, well, as long as we land them
See,
in
I
the
would
Rio
have
Grande.
Tad's idea was build a
not that
moat.
deep.
Fuck a wall. Let's just
We've got the moat. We've got the Rio
build-
Grande.
Just build the goddamn
Crocodiles.
moat.
No, just enforce
Import
the laws
crocodiles.
that we have.
It's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea.
Just enforce
And
the
only
laws that
feed
we
'em
have
tacos.
Is all we gotta do.
So they get
They
used to
know.
that.
Yes, they get.
Why do you hate the Mexicans, Ranch Hand? I know.
He
just
hates
kidding.
Canadians worse than the Mexicans.
Well, he should.
I
Yeah.
don't hate Canadians.
They shit all over my car and they don't get off the dam. When
I know.
I'm trying to drive,
And-
they bring all their
and the
kids.
Chinese. He said the Chinese.
I'm talking
they
about
come
geese.
over. They
China.
buy up all of our. They buy up all of our
That's
real
their right
estate.
to, and they come here legally, it's fine. It's not a big deal.
I'm fucking with you.
The Chi-Coms.
We're totally being facetious.
We are not this.
I am so not a racist.
Aaron is. He's from Martinsville.
Yeah. Well, we all are.
He
here,
invites
aren't
neo-Nazis to parties.
That is a good story. I don't know how much we can tell. I went to a party.
We'll leave it at that.
Okay.
Well, you can tell what you want to
I
tell.
have never. Yeah. So I didn't think this. I would have thought if I went to a Martinsville barn party that I might meet someone that's a little bit more.
We had a fire in the front yard.
I'm not saying they're white supremacist. I'm saying they're sympathetic to their cause. Like I'm not gonna go full bore. Turns out I get to meet a full-fledged founding member of the Indiana Workers' Party for Socialism, and it's a personal friend or a personal acquaintance that Aaron knows, and he invited the person just to piss off my co-host, which I support 100%.
Spangle, yeah.
Actually, Greg had some deep conversation, if I'm not wrong, until about 5 o'clock in the morning.
No, it was 8.
We went all the way through. I stayed up the whole night because I never would get a captive. Smart. He's a smart guy. He's fully autistic.
Well, and there was other issues too. Why he saw the things he did because of.
Yeah, he's a product of his environment, but I just wanted to hear him go. And so everyone's sitting around the bar, and I'm like, this will be great. And so I go, pitch me.
No, you showed up late when everyone was trashed, and then you were able to just maintain
time
soberness.
out. Yeah. Time out. He showed up late during a goddamn ice storm, if you fucking remember correctly.
Yeah.
That was fucking... Because I got home, and the entire front of my car was a sheet of ice.
I got there before that started.
I about wrecked through the stop sign right now.
I couldn't believe you made it home.
I didn't. I was
when
doing
was that?
Back in November or December.
Okay, yeah.
It was whenever it was
December.
So I didn't think he'd even come.
Season.
I was just like, I'm going to invite him just because I know Spangle's coming.
Yeah,
and I know that he irritates him to no end.
Well, that's what happens when you hail Hitler.
So it was a good.
This will be funny.
And it was one of the funniest things ever because we're sitting there, people are having a conversation. I go, sell me. and everyone stops their conversation and just turns and watches while he gives his best sales pitch on National Socialism. And it was more funny to watch than anything, but it was just an interesting. It was a life event I wanted to experience.
You ever met in your life,
right? And you know what? He was a good sport because he knew I was trolling him, but he went in ahead and gave his best pitch, and people were just captivated.
Well, he's an ideas man. So.
I'm an ideas man.
Well, that's what I like about Greg is Greg will sit down and listen to you no matter what the hell whatever you're selling or what you believe.
I'm so glad you appreciate that when I do that.
A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people be like, "Oh, well, you believe this? I'm not listening to you, or I'm gonna try to shut you down." No, let your fucking all right. Give me your spiel.
Yeah.
Let's see what the fuck's going on here.
I'm gonna buy those.
Hurting anybody.
See if you can sell me those wraps.
Yeah.
I'll give you a social media post. Convince
Greg
me.
is all in.
We need Tad wraps. We need a Tad pyramid scheme. A church and a pyramid scheme.
Well, that's what the universe... I mean, we'll cut that out.
Tad University.
Serious about the Syrians.
Hey, I'll teach you about the Syrians.
I know, you're serious about them.
I have yet to go back and listen to that episode. I've tried, but... Because that's where I got my nickname, Hanging Chad Western.
You came up with it on the spot. It was amazing.
Everything I was saying about was...
Chad Western.
Someone asked him, where did... You go, Tad, and then you just had a slight pause, Hanging Chad Western, and you had just slammed a Fireball airplane bottle that had a broken bottom, so you're carrying it upside down so it wouldn't spill.
That's very true.
It was a beautiful thing to watch.
It was true. I know Spangle was pretty rustled after that episode.
Oh, yeah. He is not used to just mass shit posting in real life while we're talking over each other.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was the way I just kept talking. Like, we were actually having a conversation. We were talking. He's like, oh, this is going to sound like shit because you're talking over people. Like, shut the fuck up. We're
on the ranch.
I'll start my own goddamn podcast.
That's how this podcast can be. I mean, I don't give a shit if anybody can hear what the fuck's going on. We're just sitting here having a good time.
Now, I will say this. This is when he had adopted the third cat. Or he'd gotten back the cat from his
He was in
prior
a bad
marriage.
place.
And so the cats... He actually got cat pheromones. A listener's a veterinarian, and so that he originally had 2 cats with his wife, Mittens and Muffins. In the divorce, Muffins, she took Muffins, so he replaced.
It's their only property they split.
Right. Yeah.
The cats.
And so then though he replaced Muffins because Mittens was really sad after the divorce because it didn't have a playmate during the day, so he got Cornelius Muffins. Well, Cornelius Muffins, he didn't realize would grow into basically a small tiger. Like, it was the biggest damn cat I've ever seen.
Huge.
And alpha as shit. Like, it didn't take long. Day one, it just started walking all over the house.
Yep.
So this goes on. Then he, 4 years later, his ex-wife contacts him out of the blue. She, for whatever reason, has to get rid of Muffins. Because Muffin's still alive. So she goes over to his apartment. He takes Muffins back. They reconciled. Actually worked out really well. Like good friends. All in all, up on the up and up. But now all of a sudden he's got Muffins, Corn Muffins, and Mittens.
Corn Muffins.
and which, as soon as Muffins came back, he referred to Corn Muffins strictly as Cornelius.
Yep. He went full government name on it.
He did. And so, but it really, there was a lot of tension. So much so that Mittens started slapping and clawing Corn Muffins, the alpha, in the face. And it was stressing him out so much. Once during a podcast, he stopped recording, got the cats up that were fighting, put them and locked them in the bedroom, came back. We go on for about 10 minutes, and the whole time I noticed he's distracted. He stops again because he was feeling bad that he put him in timeout and lets him back out.
They're his children.
And I'm joking about it with him after, and he's like,
in the bedroom?
yeah, and it had thrown off it was a very hectic environment, a lot of chaos, a lot of high energy.
It's a 1-bedroom.
It'd be the same way if we let Conan in here right now.
Right.
Yeah.
But he was taking it like he was seriously upset about it.
It threw off the feng shui.
Yeah, he's an energy man. He's
Healing vibes
yeah,
and
a lot
crystals.
of vibes and shit. Tad Western blocks everything out.
Well, so then a listener contacts him after he talks about it, and he's a veterinarian. He recommends cat pheromones.
Yep.
That are supposed to be they're artificial recreation of like the mother cat, and so it keeps the children cat in check. And he had been spending money on these things and plugging them into the wall, and it worked for a little bit.
They're like Glade air fresheners, but they're cat piss.
Yeah, cat pheromones.
One more thing I can hide when I go over there.
Right, and so, well then though, it works for a little bit, but it's still stressing him out, and a good friend of ours, their cat died, and so he literally offers up Corn Muffins to them for free to end the chaotic environment, and actually he's been stress-free since.
He has been. He's been a lot better.
Yeah.
But I added to that. That's basically
Tad thought it was a party, though.
Well, no, to my defense, it was sold as a party. I didn't even know we were podcasting.
It was pitched as the Weird Libertarians Christmas party.
You three showed up, nobody else did.
Well, Tad had gone to Stack Pickle, which I'm shocked this one time you weren't there.
I know, I was heartbroken.
I got pretty popped. I'm not gonna lie.
But then we had some Bells Two Hearted, and then you brought the broken fireball airplane bottle out, and we got sideways a little bit.
I mean, but we made for good radio.
A captivating radio.
Yeah,
That's where you came up with Tad hanging Chad Western.
That's where people want to hear. I mean, they don't want to hear sober Tad all down on what's going on.
In 30 seconds, you got your nickname, you created a university, and you started fighting the globalists.
Sometimes you just gotta jump in. You know,
You got to ride
you
it.
can't just put a toe in and pull it back out. Put it in, put it back out. You can't do that. You just gotta jump in, cannonball, motherfuckers. Woo! Tad Western, hat in hand. What else we want to talk about today? Anything?
Aaron?
I'm not feeling great today, guys.
Are you
What's wrong?
The hangover's hitting him at 3 o'clock.
Yeah, no, I'm not hungover. I just didn't get much sleep, I don't think. I slept, but I didn't sleep.
Drunken sleep.
How was the
Yeah.
bar, or the motel, or whatever you stayed?
Oh, it was super sketch.
Was it?
Yeah, it was bad.
How bad?
Well, they had a pond, I guess. I mean, it was like a retention pond. They called it a lake. You're on the lakeside.
Upsell, huh?
And there,
You you were blacked out, and I'm like, are you sure you're staying at a Super 8? 'Cause I know that area pretty well. I'm like, I don't know where the Super 8 is over there.
Oh, it's
where
there.
was it
It's
at?
on the other
Castleton.
side. It's on the other side of 69.
Yeah, so I
on
looked it up.
82nd Street.
It's north of the hospital there.
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Okay.
I used to live up there.
But then I look at it online, and so I have never seen a Super 8 hotel that has lakeside. It's like, this is like a resort. Like the setup of this thing. It's
No,
like
it's
individual like buildings. Like
Yeah.
it's. I've never seen a Super 8 like this in my entire life, and it looked sketch
Well,
as hell.
The toilet didn't work. I didn't have a trash can. There was no towels in there. It was bad.
This
It
sounds
was
like one of the what was the movie? Not the Saw movies, but where they do human hunting.
Oh, that's Hostel?
Hostel.
Hostel.
So
I
it
think
sounds
right
like
now,
to me.
it was like
Eli
$60,
Roth.
Yeah.
and they accepted cash. I was like, okay, and they didn't take a like
That
Name-
explains it.
Yep.
like wow.
They're not used to overnights,
There's
Yeah.
like
hourly rentals.
You know what that's for?
I was like, I'm just sleeping here, after.
You had to
class.
ask for towels.
No, I mean, I just got up and left. I'm wearing the same clothes I was wearing yesterday, guys.
What did he find in his pocket earlier?
Oh well, Aaron
Apparently I wanted
shows
to
up.
shave
We're,
last night.
we're
I
having
don't know.
we're having a little. Well, I made pizza, so we're hanging out in the grand kitchen, one of my kitchens, the one where I do most cooking.
The dining hall.
The other one's kind of kitchen/bar, but we're in there. We're just chit chatting. Aaron pulls his phone out, and along with his phone, I thought it was a pin. Turns out it's a razor.
Yeah, I like to
Two
keep-
blade razor. So I don't know where he bought this thing. It looks probably out of a vending machine.
No,
if I
it
had
was
to
out of
guess.
my man.
Was it in the complimentary
I have, like, one of these
kit
little-
they gave you at the Super
Well,
8?
I've been living out of my
It's
suitcase.
actually brand new.
But it didn't have a guard on it either. Is what surprised me.
Gillette.
It is Gillette.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Tom Brady.
I get this little
That
like
stadium right
Mexican
there.
mustache at like 5 o'clock if I don't keep it.
You don't shave much?
No, just mustache, chin.
His
a little
doesn't
bit
grow in like mine.
I get a little
Well, he
white
doesn't-
trash
you don't get any
libertarian neck
hair
beard
either.
thing going.
Yeah.
It grows
That's
in
about
it,
it.
But it's not all.
I don't have nothing on the side.
You don't get it here?
No.
Because Tad looks like if he doesn't shave, or like he could shave in the morning and by afternoon, there'd be stuff.
If I
came
shave,
in
I
here, he
shave
was-
twice a day.
He was shaving with a boot knife earlier when I walked in.
No,
here.
I shave
He's
with a
cowboy.
pocket knife.
like the guy on the Outback Steak commercial.
You're on the ranch.
Yeah.
That's how I do it.
That's what they do here. It's man time.
I
And
don't
then
pay
he goes
money.
out back and he's got a little pedal thing.
Let me ask you a
with
question.
with a sharpening wheel on it, and he sharpens it.
I got the
Damn
sharpening
right.
stone and the
Good
leather
knife.
belt that goes around.
That's old school. That is old school. Do you shine your shoes?
Yeah, well, me and Nicholas Sarwark, we got our shoes
Shined at LPI
at the
convention.
convention. That was the last time I ever had my shoes shined.
Oh, you don't do them yourself, like with a kit?
Oh no.
Do you?
How? I mean,
Your boots?
Do I look like the type of guy?
I'll put some oil on them every once in a while. but-
Yeah. Well, I mean, it keeps them, staying.
Oh yeah.
You
You
don't
don't,
have to
want
buy
the
new
leather
shoes all
cracking. Once the leather cracks, then you're
Oh,
screwed.
you're done.
They're the snake skin.
You got to get the lotion.
Or the alligator. Did I tell you about the time I wrestled an alligator? I think I said it on.
I caught a
I
shark.
think I
with
said
my,
on
did,
Tad,
yeah.
Tad 3, I
Three.
think.
I caught a shark with my bare hands down in the Keys. It was a nurse shark. It was about 3 foot long. I just grabbed it by the tail and threw it up.
When
on
was
the beach.
this?
That's manly.
It was about 10 years ago. My father-in-law couldn't believe it. We were going to eat it, but somebody said, no, you got to cook them a certain way. It's poison or whatever.
Oh, yeah. Isn't their meat got toxins in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they're like a catfish shark.
I think they
you know.
pretty much are. They're just catfish.
But I was surprised how strong that little thing was.
Oh, yeah. It's all muscle
It's like
and
a
cartilage.
3 foot shark, grabbed it by the tail, and just launched it up on the beach.
Like it was an illegal immigrant?
Oh, yeah.
No, like it was a possum.
Physically removed from the ocean.
Yes.
You like to slaughter the possums and raccoons, don't you?
Well, I'm just defending my dog's honor both times.
Now, was this before or after you fed your child to the crocodile down at Disney World?
No, I didn't do that. Yeah. That didn't happen. I let them, I've got a picture of him fishing, with his foot up on the sign that says,
The week after.
No, it was the week after the kid got
The big
eaten by
tragic
an
accident.
alligator, and my kid's got his foot up on the sign that says, no fishing.
What's Aaron do? Rather than tell his son to
Alligators.
get away, first he gets a picture and sends it to us in chat of his child in front of the sign.
Oh, he's a badass. He's not scared. He's not.
Yeah, dude, it was the other one.
He saw poke that eye out.
He said, Dad, you got your sidearm? I said,
He
"Yep."
said Chubbs.
Yeah, Chubbs. Oh, I love that reference. That's great.
He said that's for Chubbs.
He got my hand, but I got his eyeball.
Got that son of a bitch.
God, they don't make comedies like that anymore.
No,
I haven't seen a good comedy, and I can't remember how long.
they all get too preachy and they're not funny. I think the last truly funny movie I watched twice was probably Superbad. And that was
And
a
that's
long
a
that's a
while. That
long
was
time.
funny.
I'm talking about that I was gut wrenching, just dying laughing the entire time. It was super bad. I've seen some funny movies since, but yeah, Borat's a good one.
I saw a comedy that was made about a town in Indiana. A guy goes back for his high school reunion. Had Harlan Williams.
Yeah, no, I met Harlan Williams
When they were filming that?
when they were filming. They
In
filmed it in
Evansville.
Evansville.
Yeah.
And I
He likes
met
the restaurant, the Italian restaurant.
I met him at
Tad's, he didn't get this pizza skill from
no,
nowhere.
I
mean, he was a chef at one point in his life.
He's still a chef.
yeah, I mean, you don't lose it.
At Western, did he tell you that he went to culinary school?
He makes pizzones.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I got.
He had his own culinary school.
At the ranch.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
He's-
they
he's-
named it after me after I graduated.
It's not a bad idea.
He stuffed a few chickens, if you know what I mean.
What was that movie called? It's like Going Back Home or something?
Yeah,
or
right.
Home.
Yeah, something
I never
like
saw
that.
it.
You never saw it? It is one of the
Nick
funniest
Swardson
scenes.
was in it.
Nick Swardson.
Subcategory.
And
The
so,
dude from the dude that plays Lex Luger.
yeah,
Lex
from,
Luthor
yeah,
from-
he's a local Indiana
Yeah,
guy.
he's from Evansville.
and that's why he did that
That's
movie.
where he filmed it. He filmed it on.
And it's like all Pizza King references, and like it's just guys going home for the reunion and then trying to relive the high school glory days.
Yep.
You'd give that to me if you knew it was good for you, little pumpkin pie haircut.
Freak.
One of Harlan Williams. And
That
the
movie
funny-
was hilarious.
Pull over!
The greatest thing. I'm walking in at a bar. What the fuck's the name of that bar?
Cardigan, but thanks for asking.
It was it's an Irish bar right there on the fucking river. And I'm walking up the staircase, and Harlan Williams just standing there with a jacket on, and nobody knows who the fuck he is.
No.
Nobody knows who he is.
He's a
And
character,
And I walk
you know.
up to him. I was like, I say Harlan Williams, and he's like, yeah. He's like, you know, he was kind of surprised I knew his fucking name. Like,
Most people wouldn't.
They wouldn't. I knew it from, Half Baked. I was like, dude, I love your work. You're fucking amazing. I was like, what the hell are you doing here? Because it was like a Thursday night or some
Dude's
shit.
crazy. He did like a stand-up thing in the middle of the desert or something, or
He's
by
fun.
himself.
He's a funny,
He did his
He's a
stand-up.
funny dude.
Like his special was filmed in front of no one in the desert. Like
He's funny as
who
shit.
does that?
There's a scene in the movie, like he's the idiot friend of that group of friends, and so the high school sweetheart of the main character is getting ready to get married, and so he just takes it upon himself to kidnap the groom. And he hogged, and actually, so the principal that is in the scene, Harlan Williams wakes up nude in the truck bed of their former principal, and the actual principal of the high school shot it, and he got in trouble for it.
No shit.
In the film.
See, I never heard anything about it. I was like, what the fuck?
epic.
I was like, what the fuck are you doing in Evansville? And he's like, I'm filming a movie with Nick Swardson, and he told me the name of it. I can't remember the name right now. But I looked it up on IMDb, and I never saw anything about it.
Oh, it's great. And
Never saw anything about it. Is it on Netflix or anything?
Yeah, it's on Netflix, and it's on Amazon Prime for sure.
Okay, well, I'm going to have to watch it later.
There's a scene at the end, and so he's got the groom hog-tied in saran wrap in the back of his truck, exactly like Aaron's. And the buddy, he's like, no, you don't. I don't want you to do this. He's getting married to my high school sweetheart, but you don't need to kidnap him. And so he uncuts him out of the saran wrap. The guy takes off to run away, and Harlan Williams just starts screaming, "Rape! He'll rape again!" Just screaming it on a county road. It's epic comedy, just unbelievable.
God. Yeah, I remember they had a great cast and funny fucking people because I think I met Swardson that Saturday night too, or he was at the same bar.
He's so good in it.
Swardson's like one of the he could just say anything. Almost.
He really could.
He's a good. Yeah, he's just.
It's every Indiana cliche too. Like
Minnesota crosses over with
Yeah, and the guy going to Castle High School where they film it at down in Newburgh. It's just
that's
like
right.
it's. I felt like I was watching my high school years. Except I never woke up naked in my principal's truck bed.
Really? That surprises me. Were you clothed?
It was a
You woke
girl,
up
so
clothed?
ew.
Oh. Well, shit. Do we got anything else we want to talk about? We're running about an hour and a half. I think that's.
I think Aaron's hitting the wall.
Aaron's out of.
Sorry, Tad.
I mean,
I gave it.
We can revisit last night if that's all we want to talk. We can talk more about that.
I'm sure I'll be on again, and I'll give it.
I don't know about that. It depends on. It
Better bring your A game next time.
It fully depends on what the listeners want. Because
We'll
Tad doesn't do this for Tad. I've got millions of things. I've got millions of things I could be doing. I've got Taddicks who are addicted to Tad, and I got to give them their weekly dose of Tadderall. I mean, that's what this is.
It's awesome how many subscribers you already have 1 month in.
It's crazy.
It's not even just the subscribe. Google, they don't like me.
No.
They own YouTube. They've banned my music from YouTube.
They're haters.
Everybody knows the backstory. They try keeping my shit off of iTunes. They can't. I mean, I'm no Alex Jones, and I know what he goes through.
Oh.
I mean, he loses millions of dollars.
They attack the ISPs
They will literally bring down entire cities where the servers are just to keep him off the air.
Yeah.
And he's got the documents to prove it, and I've read them.
Mm-hmm. I've watched him present them. I've watched him quote them and recite them from memory. U.S. commercial code.
Yep. Yeah,
Black helicopter circling the building as we speak.
I'll tell you though, if Tad Talk gets too popular, you're gonna have to get something to get the helicopters away.
Well, what you didn't know, I don't know if you noticed this or not. This room is entirely lined with tinfoil.
And it's concrete.
and it's concrete.
You
This
didn't
is
know
a bunk. This entire house.
is a bunker.
I noticed
Is a
that
bunker.
my brainwaves changed when I entered here.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing. Professor X is not sending his telepathy into this room. He can't get
telepathy.
He can't.
Built this way.
Yeah.
This is amazing. I've been so clear-headed since I walked into
Look
this
how thick
in this
the
bunker.
middle walls are. Those are all bunker walls too.
Yeah. No, everything.
God.
This is all
That's all
steel
concrete.
reinforced concrete
What's
walls.
behind that?
That's a bathroom.
Well,
That's
there's
not
a.
What's really behind that?
That's
You don't want to know.
I feel like if I pulled down on the
There-
On the-
Listen, I like
skis?
hit.
yeah,
Yeah, that's the
something
trap
would
door.
that something would open.
You're talking about my fireplace, and,
Yeah.
and all the eclectic things I have around it. I'm getting.
It's on purpose though. It's to disguise it.
It is. But thanks for telling everybody now when they break in and they know where all I hide all my shit.
My
That's my
mixtapes.
walk-in. That's my walk-in safe. But whatever, they're not going to because this place is like Fort Knox. But whatever. All right. So what do you got going on? What do you got to say? Final words.
What do I got going on?
Nothing.
A lot.
I like your hair right now too. By the way,
It's a mess. I haven't done anything with it since last night. Woke up like this, went to Steak and Shake, all disheveled.
you look how Richard Spencer looked after he got punched.
Bingo.
Yep.
That's what you look like right now.
You know
Hey,
what?
Somebody get a picture of that.
Aaron Ewert was Richard Spencer before he was cool.
I get accused of being him all the time.
Well, I mean, there is
Friends with Nazis.
yeah.
You are fucking. Oh,
There are a lot
Let
of
me see it.
there's a circumstantial
Post that.
evidence
You're
that
the
could be
you're the
could be
Bucktown
done.
Richard Spencer.
Oh my god.
Holy shit!
Speaking of, Bucktown has now become like a widely known cultural reference.
You know
It
what-
got recognized on the broadcast the other night, and
Yeah.
most people would never know Bucktown.
You know what? Bucktown. I didn't know this. There's a Bucktown, Chicago, and apparently
No, there is, and it's nice.
it's
no, it's
the
nice.
it's where all
Elite.
the rich people live.
Yeah,
and-
it's the opposite.
Are you telling me that's different than how it is in Martinsville?
Oh my god.
No, the real Bucktown. Because one of my friends,
We've got that backwards.
The
what-
swamp donkeys live in Bucktown.
one of my friends
What's a
lives
swamp donkey?
The swamp donkey is a Bucktowner, but it's just
more river, more aquatic.
yeah, they're
So are all swamp donkeys Bucktowners,
No.
but not all Bucktowners
Yeah.
are swamp donkeys?
That's
Exactly.
true. Well,
Okay.
you just said you got that right.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I
well
wasn't
now
sure.
that the bowling alley they went smoke free, they didn't have a place to hang out anymore.
They shut it down.
Then it shut down. All the swamp donkeys, they protested and got it shut down.
Well, they're
So,
coming out of their hibernation now.
It's right
too.
on the river too.
So
Sounds like a problem.
you need to come down to the demolition derby.
Oh, you
I
would
would
love it.
love
the
to. I used to go to this
Morgan
Owen
County
County Demolition Derby all the time.
Oh, you would
Owen
love it.
County's great.
Oh yeah, but I mean, it's not what it used to be.
I'll get you a
'cause
pit pass.
You're kidding.
And I'll get a.
You have
pit
that kind of
pass.
access?
Yeah, yeah.
I forget I'm talking to the Lord of
And then
Bucktown.
we take some microphones
You know
in
what?
there, some cameras.
We-
We do some live interviews with the drivers.
We might be able to announce. We might be able to live call it.
This needs to be done.
We Libertarians need some actual Bucktowners on.
This should be a 616 like Borat style satirical thing.
Yeah, they won't know.
I've
No.
got some pull. I might be able to sing the national anthem.
Especially if he's wearing that hat. I mean,
We should call for you. We'll
I
say,
sleep in this
Phil
hat,
Deckard's
Aaron. What does that
grandpa announces the thing every year.
"Oh my God!"
What's the weird noise he makes? The whistle whenever there's a car broken down, they gotta let the driver out. It's the craziest. No, he can't even.
mean? I can't do it.
No
I
one can
can't
read
It can't be replicated.
No, it's the craziest sound.
It's a patented.
It sends
mouth
chills
movement.
down my spine.
Well, this is a must do. Then
Nostalgic.
this isn't optional. We're gonna be doing.
Spring's gonna be fun. I don't know. That's gonna be the fall.
We're gonna
or summer.
make-
Well, they got the summer.
The Morgan County Demolition Derby great again.
We're gonna
With Ted
make
Western.
Morgan County great again.
Yeah, he's got the hat. He's gonna wear boots. I want him in chaps with a
I'll wear
microphone in his
fucking
hand.
He's got to ride in on a horse.
Yeah. Oh, if we have a horse, do we know anyone with a horse?
So Hannah, the girl that
I've
was out
got
last
fucking
night,
3 of them out there.
she rides horses,
Oh, okay.
and so she has an uncle Prowler. She has an uncle, legitimately government issued ID. The name is Prowler.
We got ourselves a Prowler.
Prowler
over
only
here.
wears spurs, and Prowler has trained his horse. He can go and get drunk. He rides his horse at the bar. He can go and get drunk, and this is all true. They lay him over the horse, and the horse takes him home.
This is true.
At the end of the night,
100%.
and I know it's true because they took a picture and they found him the next morning in the stable, and he's still drunk, passed out on top of the horse like that.
And this
asleep.
is
Does he leave Sprout?
2017.
Huh?
Does he leave Sprout?
They don't know. Sprout doesn't go out that late. He doesn't go as hard as Prowler.
Okay.
Yeah, Sprout's a little bit more. He's
Sprout and Prowler.
the honorable one. And he literally had to go to court. He had to go to court, and he wore spurs in. And the judge, who was his cousin, told him that if he ever wore Spurs in his courtroom again, he'd be going to jail.
That's disrespectful.
It's disrespectful.
Wow.
Even Tad knows that.
Where
You
is
take
this
your fucking
at?
Spurs
It's
back.
in Metamora.
So they're like sub-Bucktowners.
They are, yeah, they're in the
That's-
consolidated district of Metamora.
Those are, you know what
Consolidated
those are?
Swamp Donkey
Those,
District.
those are Bucktowners from 100 years ago is what they are.
OG Bucktowners.
They are.
Yeah.
You-
Like the Shakers.
Yeah, that's correct.
Wow.
But we're going to do this then.
I'm down. I'm 100%
No,
down.
let's-
I'll get on the phone.
We got to get
I'll
Tad
get my
out
ranch
there.
hand working on
We got to
it.
get him out in the wild.
I'm telling you, it's
He's-
already happening.
Yeah.
It's happening.
You can't keep him in these walls.
You
this
can't.
bunker.
I can't be contained.
Oh, and then we got the Tad Cruz. Is there an update?
You know, I've yet to hear back. I think I got took for some money.
You got swindled?
I think I did. I think I was talking to a guy who was putting it all together
Got
for me,
bamboozled.
and I think I got bamboozled on it.
Globalists.
Yeah, I don't know.
his
I think
name
I'm just
Jimbo?
gonna. I think I'm just gonna book one and then say, "Hey, everybody, come on." That's what we're gonna do, and we'll just take the damn cruise over. But I'll do it soon enough.
A
where-
spring break cruise with
where
Tad
we'll-
Western.
Oh, I don't know. I think spring break's too soon.
Hold on.
We're gonna need a whole ship.
That's
I
true.
just speaking of cruise ships, my brother Jeremiah, your cousin, Tad Western's cousin, he's got a nice boat. He just spent
He
like
does.
10 grand on this boat.
That's a yacht.
Oh, it's a Bucktown
It's
yacht.
quite the vessel.
He just lined the whole thing with a new vinyl floor, like flooring you put in a house.
He does. I mean,
So
it's got mahogany trim on it.
It's like Bucktown posh. You know, this thing.
That's not Bucktown.
He's like Boss Hog of Bucktown in this boat.
I don't think he's thinking this through. Like, you're gonna get wet, and then you're gonna get on a vinyl floor, and you're trying to go fast on a boat. Everyone's
Well,
drunk.
you're meant. No,
This
he's-
is a slip
listen,
and slide.
This is by design.
This is a fucking slip.
This
and
is
slide.
by design.
I asked him the same thing, and he said he's got a clear coat
He's
that has sand, that has white
so he's gonna
imported sand in it.
Exposed aggregate.
from Pensacola.
I don't know where
That's
it's
where
from.
white sand.
Yeah, I think it is.
The white sands of
The
Pensacola.
Panhandle, white sand from the Panhandle. It's in this clear coat that he's going to varnish it with.
Has
so
it
it's
been
gonna have a
blessed
little
by
bit of
gypsies?
grip.
This is the biggest gypsy craft I've ever heard. Like, this thing is. It's gonna be wild.
When we go to Pensacola,
He
for
better
the
have a
Revival,
pirate flag on that thing.
We're gonna go by boat. On
He's
Jeremiah's.
gonna have to get a chin strap for his hat when he's on there with.
No,
That's true.
This hat, this is a fitted cowboy hat. I made this. I wove this myself out of a rattlesnake I killed.
Literally everyone I was standing next to at the bar when we first went up there, and
you
you had
think he
walked
is?
up and you were standing back to the left of me, was asking, "Who's the guy in the cowboy hat?" I was like,
I'll tell you what.
Tad's got this thing figured out.
This is-
He's
but-
got everybody in the bar of these professional comedians talking about him.
But there's 15 of us there, and we all act like it's no big deal. But
the thing-
Tad's wearing a hat.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. So everyone's like, "Who's the guy in the hat?" No one cares. He's
The
wearing
cowboy
a hat.
hat.
Do you want to know? Do you want to know what really sets them off? Is when you just ignore them, especially
That's
when
what they
they're
all
the
thought you
comedian.
were like. They should know who you were.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I mean, I do the same thing when I walk into the sectional games. I pull out a piece of paper and I act like I'm writing shit down. I'm literally just not doing shit. I'm doodling. Then the parents think I'm a scout because they're like, "Who's this guy? Kind of
By himself.
young, in shape. Nobody's ever seen
Looks
him
like
before.
he's
What's he
been
doing at the gym?"
baling hay.
Because all these people go the same. They all know who's who. They're like, "Who's this guy? He's a scout." So I'm sitting there acting like I'm writing shit down. I counted 4 people turned around and looked at me while I was up in the booth, just standing because I was observing. They didn't observing. I was observing up there, and they were looking. Especially after I could tell whose kid would after they scored, or made a good play, and I'd see him turn around.
There was a scout here. We're not sure.
Listen,
we're not sure who it's
Was
with.
he in the hat?
No.
You think Tad
okay.
doesn't see this shit? Tad, my third eye is open all the
chakras
time. I
are-
see
he's
everything
woke.
that's going on.
Yep.
And I know what's in your hearts and
He's
what's
very
going
perceptive. Tad is.
on. I can smell bullshit from a mile away, and I can see it from 2 miles away. All right. So, Greg, what we got going on?
I just want to thank you for letting me be a part of your highly growing podcast and crossing this off my bucket list.
I'm just glad it wasn't like when you get by yourself, it turns into like a cathartic rant. Today's been fun. You got the fun Tad today.
I've got to break it
Happy
up.
Tad.
I've got to break it up at least once every 2 or 3 episodes. I can't. It's not that I don't have enough to rant about, but if I do, I'll probably go off on some just crazy shit, and then I don't think it's good for listeners either. I know they want to hear Tad's thoughts, but I don't think they want full blown honest Tad.
It's like
100%
getting
of the
too
time.
many hot fudge sundaes. You
can't-
gotta just change
he
it
was-
up. Even though you love it, you gotta change it up.
Let me break it down for you. It's like chocolate.
Yep.
They got 100% chocolate. You can't have 100% chocolate. Just a tiny, tiny morsel of it. Because the shit you get now, the Hershey's, that's all milk chocolate. That's watered down. That's not even, that's like corn syrup and shit in it. That's not real chocolate. Go out, do yourself, this Tad's tip of the week. Go out, get yourself a piece of nice, fine chocolate. 50% maybe dark. It's going to be dark. You're going to look at it and be like, what the hell is this shit? It doesn't even look like chocolate. And then you take a little bit of it and you just let it dissolve on your tongue. Let it sit there.
So you have to do you.
A little bit, and you'll be like, holy shit, I have never tasted anything so good. And that's why chocolate
You get a little rush.
became so famous. Yeah, and you almost get high off of it. So that's Tad's tip. Go out, get you some
Caffeine.
fucking high-quality chocolate. If I'm not mistaken, I think Switzerland makes some good chocolate.
Treat yourself.
It's been a while. Don't play yourself. Treat yourself, as the DJ Khaled would say. So anyway, I want to thank Aaron Ewert and Gregory Lenz. I don't know. I think this has been a little bit longer than Tad normally goes, but it's okay. We've been having a good time. So remember, follow We Are Libertarians.
And I'll see you guys
Greg
here
Lenz.
shortly for you guys on We're Libertarians,
We will.
we'reLibertarians.com.
Follow Aaron Ewert on Facebook,
I'll be
Twitter.
on
James
band,
McRussell.
Yeah, James
You need
McRussell
to follow
on
James
for
McRussell.
about 10 more days.
Then a little bit of Facebook jail.
And
And
then-
then in trouble again.
Camp.
Yeah, I went to camp.
If you're
I'll
not
be out
already
like
following,
on the 17th, probably.
you know the exact date.
Yeah, I looked.
That's when his diary he's writing has to be done.
30-day
God.
ban.
30 days.
It's like my fifth or sixth 30-day ban.
By the way, Spangle
a
told me to tell you that Bowers gave you a 30-day ban from Morty's
Oh, did he?
for your behavior last night.
That means you're not gonna be able to make the live show.
Bullshit.
You're fucked, dude.
I'm
be
just
there.
kidding.
I'll be there.
You better show up in disguise.
Bowers loves me.
Yeah.
So, thanks to the listeners. Thank you for downloading, subscribing. You've got iTunes, Tad Talk, obviously. Download it. Make sure you rate and subscribe it as well. And comment. Tell us what you think. I love reading the comments on all my videos. And tell me on Facebook. Send me messages. I don't give a shit.
He loves
I
talking
love
to
reading them.
mechanics.
That's all. All Tad's got's time. That's all I've got. I love responding to people. I love the input. I don't even care if you're like, Tad, you fucking suck. I don't care. Send me a message. I'll be like, thanks, buddy.
He's gonna
You're
get
awesome.
so many dick pics now.
I don't give a shit. Send me your fucking nuts too. I don't give a fuck.
Just don't complain when Tad
Yeah.
sends you back.
Yeah. Don't be surprised when I put you on Craigslist soliciting gay sex.
Yep.
But
Been
anyway.
there, done that.
Yep.
Yep, some
What
of us in this room have been tatted. All right, thanks.
You'll
This
explain
has
that
been Tad Talk 6.
Seven.
And remember,
No, it's 7, isn't it?
is this 7 or
Yeah.
6?
I just listened to 6 yesterday.
Yeah,
Are
it's
you
7.
sure? It's 7? Oh,
Get
fuck.
your shit together, Tad.
Tad's done so many of these fucking things. He doesn't. My
Lucky
mind
number
was my
7.
mind was on the margarita pizza I was making. So anyway, remember, keep them holstered unless you're ready to fucking have a shootout. And this has been Tad Talk.